And then
You have
Lundy
like
kind of go.
5 minutes. Just say what you
Lundy
guys.
has the floor.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Oh boy.
Hi, everybody. We are live. We are here for a very impromptu, very last-minute special delivery episode of Nights After Dark. We're sort of like tentatively calling this episode 7.5. You can see we got a lot of people on, so if everyone just wants to go around and introduce yourselves.
It's very likely.
Hi, everybody.
One at a time.
Yeah, Big Lundy here. Twitch and Twitter, such. I'm in Dark and Hungry God as well as Help Wanted, playing polar opposite characters. And well, I've been having a hell of a time as being one of Mark's first players for the entirety of this run.
Yeah. David, go. You're next.
Oh shit, is it me?
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, we're going down.
Y'all know me. I am the motherfucking lawkeeper of Oredin. Why do I have to introduce myself?
Because sassy gay men get
Someone
to give
might not know you.
Like,
You gotta be more like fantastic about it.
yeah, I didn't see enough jazz hands in that. Let's try that again.
I have to hold my mic. I can't hold my mic and jazz hands at the same time.
That's
You can
valid.
Your hands. There you go.
Sorry.
Besides, I'm not the one who needs jazz hands. I didn't have a Rakshasa as my patron. Emmy, you should be doing jazz hands.
Theo, go.
But you gotta do it backwards. You gotta do the jazz hands backwards.
Jazz eyes.
Next up is voted most likely to bareback a tiefling. Dio, would you like to introduce yourself?
Voted guilty of the most horny on Maine. Dio Tama here.
Hi everyone, I'm Dio. I used to play Sparks and Tempest that die in a dumpster fire of a game. Hi.
The wife of the new commander of the Legion. I mean, cum slut. Wife. Same thing.
No comment for that because
No,
I
I'm
was
really.
gifted a necklace that said that once. As a
What was the necklace made of?
Resident furry.
Thank you.
It was a pearl necklace.
I'm really glad I didn't put the family-friendly tag on this stream.
Emmy, please introduce yourself.
My name is Emmy. I play Bliss, who is sleeping now with the commander, and I can't be proven otherwise. Reyna, who has some interesting patrons and is really trying to get her two dads together in Wednesday. And Rue in Lundy's game, where I'm a badger.
I would also, Ethan, please introduce yourself. I would like to personally introduce Ethan as a guy nobody has ever actually seen on one of Mark's streams.
This is the first time.
He is an admin, but he played in the worst game ever that died before Mark really actually started streaming. So everything he has done in Oredin is completely irrelevant. Imagine
to have a stream. We were part of the campaign that actually started all this.
Yeah. And currently, Ethan is broadcasting live from the Luxor in Las Vegas based on his lighting.
Yeah, I mean, you can't see the cadre
Based on that,
you can't see the cadre of gay men chain smoking 30 cigars.
Clearly,
but they're
in the midst of a
behind
sauna.
him.
Clearly sitting in the midst of a sauna. There are many naked men in the background, just all gathered around a hookah as well, just making it as smoky as possible.
All I'm going to say is that the Lost Swords campaign was setting things on fire before it was cool.
True.
Oh.
Up next, we have the only guy to be forcefully removed from a game. Nate, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nate, or the extremely caffeinated. I used to play a character in the Dark and Hungry God that I was removed because I didn't fit with the group.
I mean, you say you played a character. Are you?
He played an accent. We'll say that.
I was only in 3 sessions. I didn't get to really.
3 sessions though. Well, I might be a small country boy coming from the southern area, but I tell you, fighting demons sounds like a hell of a time.
Following Nate, we have Rogaine spokesman, and male hormone replacement therapy patron in Oredin. Gage, would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Gage. I'm 22 and I have a receding hairline.
And the fun thing about Gage is that Gage is
I'm
running the Sean
almost 50. I've got a better hairline than you.
which means that when Pat turns up dead after this stream, Gage can be the person in charge of figuring out who did it.
Oh boy.
After this, we have John's boyfriend and top, I guess. Lord Nolan, would you please
The most dominant nobility.
The most dominant nobility in all of
in the
Oredin.
worst city in the entirety of Oredin. Made the worst city by people like him.
Question: have you ever had like more moist balls than at the end of the Company of Fools campaign? Like, what did you do with all that saliva?
You tell
You could have bottled that and made like a Nestle.
Lord Nolan to decide, not me.
You could have bottled all that and made yourself a nice little bottled saliva company. I think.
Like they sell
Yeah,
panties,
ring
and,
that
they
shit
sell
out.
panties and vending machines in Japan. Like you can make this work for you, right? It's a side hustle.
Yeah, like after Gamer Girl Bathwater, why not Gamer fictional character Saliva?
Why, Ethan? Did you buy the bathwater, Ethan?
Let him like actually introduce himself.
Anyway, hi everyone. My name is Felix Antoine. I go by Joe Bob. And yeah, I used to be a diplomacy player like you, but then I got an arrow in the knee.
Dick in the mouth?
No. He put his dick in another mouth. Next up, we have a 50-year-old who still cosplays.
I'm not 50 yet. Fuck off. I've still got 4 months. Give me a break.
Called out hard.
Please introduce yourself,
bitch. Clearly, I'm from Central US. I mean Scotland. I play Mark in the Hot Wanted. He's the only sensible one. He's got a huge crush on Talis, but he's not going to admit it to it. Because he's missing his boyfriend.
Here, it's canon, guys.
It's canon.
Oh shit! Hasn't happened yet. It's a love hate relationship. I also play Oscar, the little shit in Big Lundy's campaign on a Saturday. Saturday, Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, God, I'm drinking brandy. Give me a break. And we will continue the Oredin fun, even though it's 100 years in the past.
Following that, we have voted least likely to be a necromancer, but most likely to eat ass. I don't know. Fucking Luna.
We have the worst
I think that's Marek, actually.
Cleric of ass clapping. Luna, please introduce yourself.
Most likely to be spotted in a dark dungeon.
Most likely to have his mic just never work. Let's see if he can get through an intro.
Listen, season
That's a good
1,
one.
your mic was fine. There was no issues with your mic season 1. I don't know what the fuck happened.
It's the game pass.
Do you know what? My other half says he's got no problem with his mic as well.
Hi. I'm Noor. I play Luna, Vasir's girlfriend. Or fiance or whatever. Yeah.
Wife that
Bitch.
And
Wife that shit.
Oh wait, they actually got engaged? I didn't know
Oh
that.
yeah, they've been engaged for a while.
Yeah,
You know what? We're going to have
wow.
to cast ceremony in the next 2 weeks.
Sorry. And I were talking in the Twitch chat the other day about yearbook superlatives and most likely to get married right out of high school, Vasir and Luna.
Yeah.
I literally am working on that piece of art right now, like the yearbook style, most likely to do whatever. So if anyone has any ideas, just hit me up.
It's
All right.
yeah, that's definitely Vizier and Luna. Most likely.
Most
Marietta
likely
High
not
School.
to commit.
Easy.
Can Mirth
knows
be
what-
most likely to be arrested for tax evasion?
Yeah.
That's Mirth,
That's
right?
Mirth.
Probably.
That's not Mirth.
So who's gonna introduce
That's
Pat?
Pat.
Who's gonna introduce me?
Wait,
Just
Emmy,
start the
please you do it.
Start the roasting.
This is your time to shine.
Oh right, I guess
No,
after that
Alex
we have the resident most sarcastic motherfucker in the entirety of the Discord who insists on getting in really serious fights over absolute nonsense on about a semi-daily basis.
Whose character is the only character to bang a daughter and father.
That's not a
He's gone
roast,
as
though.
well.
That's not my fault. I want to keep it in the family. Okay.
That's not a roast.
That is the most Pennsylvania thing.
Patron saint of
Pennsylvania
Wow.
Crusader
stereotypes
Kings.
and-
No one will ever know.
Is that typecasting?
and getting dicked down by your girlfriend. I am Pat. I played Storyboy the Bodacious in Ark, and I currently play Father John Anders in The Dance Macabre. So let's get this fucking shit show on the road, everybody. I would like to welcome, alongside David, everybody to the first official Oredin Player Haters Ball. Hey.
So
I
at,
wonder
at the end of the last episode of Nights After Dark, we ran out of time to talk about how the Road to Nowhere game wrapped up. So who wants to tackle
Well,
that?
I don't have a fur coat, but if I did, it would probably be
You'd have no
made of
knickers?
Loxodon. It would probably be made of Loxodon skin. I'm just saying.
The leatheriest of leathers.
Like a small Loxodon skin. I got it given to me by a really nice queen. She runs like this icicle factory or something. Don't super know about it. Either way, she assured me it was vegan and organically sourced.
Makes sense.
Let's start off the hating with fucking Road to Nowhere.
Road to Nowhere, the third game, I think, in order to just end because everyone's incompetent.
Oh, I thought you were talking about in order of how. I thought you were talking like in order of how they started, because it was like the second game, I think. One of the later ones that ended up streaming because they didn't start streaming right away. But yeah.
They were the last game to start streaming. I think we were the first.
Well, you couldn't fit all of Steven's ego on stream. Like, had to get a better graphics card to fit all that.
Oh my god.
Steven. Never change.
I would love to continue doing this. I had a little bit of fun with the intros, but unfortunately, I do have another game I have to run, so I have to go.
No worries, we will probably still be going when your game is done, and you can
Yeah,
just
you're
hop back
good.
in.
Yeah.
If you are, I'll be back. But yeah, I'll be back in like maybe 3 or so
If not,
hours.
we'll come and raid you as well.
Wait,
wait.
before you leave,
Blondie,
before you
Alex,
leave Alex,
wait.
I just want to raise a toast to Mark Rosania, i.e. DM the Mark Knight. Everybody, we love you, Mark. You're
Absolutely, totally.
a great peer, and fucking best of luck with this new job, buddy. You deserve it, and more.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy.
Absolutely.
Blanche.
And
He's got to own his own restaurant at some point. He's got to put somebody else in charge of it so that he can run me full time.
Fair sizes.
Wait. Guys, before Big Blondie jumps out, somebody's gonna roast. Is somebody gonna roast Vasir and?
Oh, that's right. I didn't get actually roasted for my intro, so
yeah, somebody should.
Who's got something for me? Come on.
Just put one comment. Put a fucking shirt on.
Yeah, put a fucking shirt on. Why are you wearing shit?
Lundy,
What's wrong with you?
You didn't get roasted because you showed up on time for this stream.
Yeah.
Oh,
that is true. Oh, I showed up on time.
Oh.
Nice one.
I got a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you the only person to try to have sex in a sewer in Oredin, or is that like a recurring theme in some of these games?
Okay, like, why do y'all keep dragging us into sewers, though?
That's the first time I saw you speechless. Which is quite impressive.
Every time the Tuesday Squad have a crossover, we get dragged into a fucking sewer.
That is true. Well, outside of the first one, in which case we just got dragged into a fucking PvP fight for literally no fucking reason. Anyway,
But we did dump
was
a body out
Koak
of well,
involved?
so that kind of counts.
No!
Well, I was gonna say Koak was involved. That's a reason for a PvP fight.
No, it was fucking Steven Firebolting shit that he shouldn't.
Based on that Luna's probably a top, you know, Kolok might be a front door, but I'm pretty sure Vasir's a back door if you're catching my drift.
There's a reason why she wears fucking chainmail and shit. She definitely wears the pants in the group because Vasir don't wear the shirt. So
Can you do that with prestidigitation?
Is this PG-13?
No, it's fine. We have Sharpeye. Sharpeye has that racial ability where he can just make a strap-on out of detritus.
It's a literal boner.
Y'all have a fun stream. I gotta go.
Okay. See you soon.
Well, I think that kicks everything off. So let's roll.
So that's a tone. Come below it.
Yeah, let's steamroll right into Road to Nowhere. How about it? So imagine being a game that had a perpetual rotating cast of characters that couldn't find their ass if they had a literal magic map and it were painted red. Big shout out to our buddy played the Cyanite, Chris's friend, Rifle. Yeah, Rifle for playing a guy who had a literal magic map and didn't know how the rules for the magic map actually worked.
That is honestly one of the most what the fuck are you even talking about decisions I've ever seen a player try to make in a game. How are we going to find the Death Knight? Can I use my magic map? No! That's not how the map works! It's not the fucking Marauders map! It's just a bundle of maps in a bag that have, like, important locations on them!
I think he was using it more like Dora the Explorer.
I solemnly swear this game.
Good dumbass.
Can you see the Death Knight on the map?
Is that what they should have done?
He's
When
way.
Ekmedenesi was looking at Solarvel inside the magic circle, it's just slap him and go swiping, no swiping.
You can't have my kid's soul. Swiper, no swiping.
In this case, it would be Death Knight, no killing.
Well, it's more like he just thought the Death Knight was on Tinder or something, and he was like hoping he would swipe right, you know?
Oh no, maybe not. Oh, that's a maybe.
That's amazing.
Oh, I've seen worse.
I'm now imagining what the Lich King or what the Lich Knight would have in his Tinder bio. Like, what would a Lich put in his Tinder?
I mean, he's great with kids. If you're Ekmedenesi.
Suck souls well?
Souls are the only thing I suck.
Yeah. Oh. Wow.
We had literal curiosity killed the cat. Okay. POV. You're a cat in a room full of fucking ghosts, and you see something on a shelf. What do?
It's a little wisp, and it's gonna be busy. You're gonna play with it. Sorry, you're gonna chase after it.
No, he would just knock it over.
I love that Corin is like now just settled in Ridgefort, nice and stable,
Bun's
having
here.
a fun, happy life because he was
Bun.
consistently from the moment they left Twilight Hill, the one guy in that party who was just like trying to keep everybody in check. And every time he missed a session and wasn't there, that's when all the dumb shit would happen, where they would just go, "I'm gonna let a Death Knight out," and then Corin would show back up next week and be like, "Ah, fuck."
Fine. Welcome to the first and possibly only Oredin Player Haters Ball.
So
I remember watching that thing. I just want the Death Knight out. I have do something else. Like,
we are live.
You let the Death Knight out.
So, Bun has jumped into the chat. We do need to introduce to him. Bun is perpetually upside down. He plays the worst psychologist in all of Oredin, a literal blood-sucking monster. Also, he's into, like, spectrophilia, I guess. He gets hard for things.
Local spectrophiliast here. Ghosts are sexy. News
That's a
10.
thing.
He's all about that ectoplasm.
He's into ASMR.
Do we have any monsters that aren't bottoms? Because like we have Sparks, we have Archie, clearly Kolok. Kolok is so a bottom.
I mean, Wester's a
I
monster.
have no
I'm
idea
pretty
what you're
sure he's
talking
the
about.
top.
Oh, and somebody
Emmy,
else.
no idea.
Hey, who's this?
We never
Look,
got
it's
the
our
full
resident
It's
details.
Bookist. It's Bookist.
It's also Bookist, our resident. I fucked this campaign up so bad, Mark had to cancel it.
And also the most curious person on the server, considering how many questions he asks.
Yeah, questioner of Oredin, even his own sexuality, not confirmed, but just highly debated. Like
Asking Emmy's earlier question about like, is there a monster in Oredin where we don't know whether they're a bottom or not? Like, we never found out what happened to Serrani when he went to the Gilded Orchid, so
True.
that remains an open
I was
question.
gonna mention Serrani. It's like, well, we do have that outlier.
Okay.
Welcome to the player haters ball.
There's nothing confirmed in Hell Wanted yet.
Okay.
Yes,
so-
it is confirmed. They're bottoms.
So what else is there? There was Corin, who was the only smart person because he got the fuck out of that campaign. I'm just saying. We had I don't like mind control unless I do. The one and only,
unless you're doing that.
The one and only Xenocide, the one and only Brad, the one and only Caliph.
I wasn't into it then, but I'm into it now.
Wait, oh, I was like, why is there so many Marks dabbing? I'm like, oh, that's explicit.
Like, I'm just saying, you
right?
I'm not into it unless you're dragging your balls all over my mind. Like,
we're about to see Bookist for the first time, I think.
Oh,
Wait,
as a general reminder of,
Face reveal
of where the
Face
Road to Nowhere
reveal.
game was last we checked in with them, they basically did nothing as Ekmededisi fucking drove the campaign off a cliff. And Mark was desperately trying to like find some way to keep this story going, while they were going like, no, we're gonna go a different way this session. I want to go to this place instead. Now we're gonna join a trade caravan. Now we're gonna
it certainly lives up its name. They did go nowhere.
In fact, the thing, nowhere is literally a place.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Road to Nowhere.
Is nowhere. Oh, it's no one.
This was Steven's first character who died before they even got on stream.
Oh yeah. No. What was his name? No one.
No one.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
awesome.
nobody because the god is no one, and so the tribes name somebody nobody, and all of the nobodies have to travel to try to find where nowhere is, and they kill each other like the fucking Highlander until there's only one left, and then that nobody goes to nowhere and kills no one so they can become somebody.
For someone like me, that is so confusing. I have no idea what you're saying.
I mean, like, if I were a 13-year-old fanfic writer, that's great, but
I would also like to say,
before we start roasting me and Archie, I'm gonna be getting something to eat real quick.
That's fine.
I would also like to say that we still don't know the consequence of whatever the Road to Nowhere released after the Death Knight. Like,
it was killed.
If you are muted or if you are speaking, we are hearing you.
not hear you.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
So the thing about it is, right? You got Brad. He's playing this barbarian, and God love him. He was probably Mike. What's it like to know that there's somebody out there older than you that's still playing Dungeons and Dragons?
I'm sure you're older than me. I'm not sure that's actually technically possible.
No, isn't Rick older than you?
Oh, that's fair.
Oh, do you know what? Actually,
so he's
looks wise, definitely. Age wise, I don't care. Looks wise, definitely. I like to point out that given my gorgeous good looks, I look at least 27 and a half.
Sure.
And a half.
Following off the next question a moment ago, we kind of don't know what was in the pit that Kerr opened that he really shouldn't have done, and that his god was almost immediately just like, oh, buddy, you fucked up. You better run, motherfucker. But There was also the ancient green dragon Smog Viha down there, which is a remnant from the What Lies Ahead campaign, which also fucking imploded. So it is a dead campaign being excavated by a dead campaign.
Oh, come on. Someone this week had one who went, there's
Like,
fucking demons? There's the problem? What's going on?
What you're saying is the
Oh
theme
my
song
God.
for Road to Nowhere is Time by Hans Zimmer, right? It's a dead campaign with a dead
Look,
campaign.
all the marks lined up. They're all dabbing in sequence.
Oh, they're not on my screen, but I bet that looks great.
So,
Yeah.
legitimately, right? Like, who else was in there? We had Genevieve.
Genevieve
You know
was
what?
cool, to be honest.
Genevieve, I'm not even going to talk shit on her. Genevieve's the only character I like out of all you motherfuckers. Like,
Genevieve's doing fine. Like, that was genuinely
she's
one
doing
of the
Freya.
That is genuinely one of the options that we had, though, in the most recent episode, where it's like, okay, we've just found this person, where do we take them to? And it's like, well, we can either take him to Queen Evelyn, or we can take him to Twilight Hill to see Genevieve, because, like, she's got her Adventurers Guild, and they seem like they're doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, yeah, there's the characters that survived contact with Michael, and the characters
Almost.
that didn't. And
Almost.
many of them used to live in Anchor.
Lucas, you are 100% muted, buddy. Your Discord icon's not even lighting up.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
How about now? Is it
You're
okay
good.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's fine.
You can finally chime in, Book.
Okay. Chime.
You just have to fight for attention like we do in all the other games where there's like 7+ players. Have fun fighting for attention.
So,
Emmy, I'm sorry, Emmy, but I am not letting you beat me in leaderboard for the referrals. I'm sorry, it's not that.
There was Garen, who was the actual only real robot psychologist in Oredin.
Yep.
His psychology may have included lobotomies with daggers that he stored inside his arms and/or other places. That's for you to decide. I don't know a lot about Garen. The Tuesday game's gonna have to talk shit on these guys because that was before my time.
Yeah, we're dropping a lot of frames from the stream.
Yeah, because my
It's
CPU's
fine.
not great. We're dropping a lot of streams because there's so many people on cam. But as long as everybody can hear us, I think that's what.
Yeah, the audio seems clear.
Okay.
Yeah, the audio seems to be just fine. Just the visuals are lacking.
Emmy, are you making this into a podcast?
A little bit. I'm gonna go to the store and grab some stuff, and I'll probably be back later.
Oh no, the sequential dabs.
Oh no.
Hey, I mean, if you do make this into a podcast, can you like do a recut version where you just replace all the swearing with like, just like innocent sounding words instead?
Like fluffy bunny.
Dog barking.
Heckin'.
Yep.
I didn't say F you. I said fluffy bunny.
I would also like to say Road to Nowhere is a great example of when you give players time to prep and it makes your final battle so goddamn anticlimactic.
No.
No,
All right.
forgive them for doing dumb shit.
No, it was Mark's, like, Mark looked at the noose that day, got on the step stool, put his head through the noose, and was just like, not today, old friend, and got off the fucking step stool, put the noose away, and was like...
It is, like, incredibly emblematic of how much the campaign was spiraling. Because Mark got to the point where it's like, you are going nowhere, you are running in random directions, you are going the opposite way to where the Death Knight is, so I'm gonna drop trust into your laps and have him go, hey, you need help killing this thing? Well, you can join our secret society of knights that are dedicated to preserving and doing good in Oredin. And 3 of the people in the party went, nah, that sounds boring.
Ah, fam. That ain't
Nah, bro.
We're gonna walk the other way.
Nah,
Meanwhile-
I couldn't possibly be trying to do good because I made a promise to Jane that I would return to her. And it's like, yeah, in a fucking year.
So then we had, Kerr and Felix, both played by Justin, right?
Yeah.
Kerr, questionably evil. Felix, definitely evil.
Both of them incredibly insane.
Nah, Felix wasn't insane.
It's just one of those situations where it's like, I know for a fact that there was pages and pages and pages and pages of backstory for both of those characters. And none of it mattered, because they were stuck in a party full of people that are too busy putting out fucking Steven's fires to engage in meaningful roleplay.
Yep.
You got a lot better, at least than I did. Merwin nearly ended with everyone dying. I think Mark honestly retconned that the last second, so everyone survived, and then I think the ship just sort of got forgotten about. So you all got off easy. Don't complain.
No. It did not get forgotten about. You are still relevant. You are still out there.
No, we're not.
Just
Let's
that
be
we
honest
have to
here.
pick up the thread and run with it.
Daring Grace is about as relevant as any actual religion is in the game. Let's be honest here.
The Lost Swords campaign set the precedent that when somebody drops the fucking ball, Dark and Hungry God have to pick it up and juggle it.
So you're saying Dark and Hungry God are expert in balls dropping?
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
To be fair, Dark and Hungry God.
No?
To be fair, the Dark and Hungry God is by far the most serious out of all the campaigns.
No. Literally no.
No.
It has the most drama though.
Have you met Angus? Have you met? I'm going to pretend to be a noble called Declan Aberford Blythe just to wait for Mark to realize.
Okay, to be fair, I didn't see that.
Oh, no,
I
we
haven't
have so
watched
many
Dark in a
identities.
while, so if that happened before or after the time I was in the campaign.
Yeah, that was before.
So, like, we're so fucking. The dance macabre is so fucking serious. We're gonna fall through a fucking curtain to our own deaths. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, there's. Okay.
You occasionally you guys have to lighten up slightly because you know what? Yeah, there's going to be an implosion of
The only
darkness.
way they lighten up is when Max says something stupid.
Oh, that's
Do you know what? I actually think him wanting to turn up and actually go hi.
most serious campaign in all of Oredin. It's clearly Ark. Let's be real. We're gonna save the world.
And you said that with straight face, did you?
Yeah, of course.
He did.
Yes, actually. Yes.
Oh my
you
god.
You saved Santa Claus. That's the important thing.
Save Santa Claus, guys.
Okay.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, totally.
Road to nowhere.
Yeah,
Road to
you're
nowhere.
right.
Road to nowhere.
Wait,
guys
so
saved Christmas
Santa Claus is canon in Oredin?
Yes.
Saint
Of course
Nicholas.
he is. He's kind of.
Kind of. Maybe, yeah. I would say today.
But that implies Christianity, and that implies Jesus.
No.
Santa
They
has
saved
absolutely nothing to do with Christianity.
sorry, Santa Claus is not Christian. Santa Claus is. Oh, whoa, okay.
Call it Santa Claus, nothing else. Like just the stereotypical Western capitalist Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is going to fuck all to the Catholic or Christianity. It's a pagan holiday. Bloody Christians are.
Thing to say.
Christians appropriate everything. Said the good Catholic one.
To be clear, it was
Yo,
Saint
I'm
Nickel
doing
Keycutter, a gnome tinkerer artificer who made toys.
Klaus
Wow.
Sneaky Cutter.
Sorry. So, yeah.
Yeah,
As
so what else?
one of
Road
two
to nowhere.
people who are in
Yeah,
Ark.
so
Any other
Road
characters
to
that we're
Nowhere,
missing to
they-
fucking sick burn before we transition to the catastrophe of fuck offs?
Look, short rundown.
Yeah, sure.
Road to
Yep.
Nowhere. They met with Trust.
Gork
They
and
met
Mork
with
were actually mentioned
Lorian.
a couple times in the games too, I think, believe it or not. So make it out what you will.
They met with Trust. They met with Lorian. They had three of them had their minds wiped, so they wouldn't remember that the Order of the Golden Dragon even exists because they refused to swear an oath of loyalty, like the bare minimum of we're actually going to try to fix the mistake that our friend has caused. They then had the most ridiculous ambush encounter that was mostly Mark severely underplaying the encounter and making the Death Knight make sensible decisions. So instead, he just walked openly into an ambush where they just beat him down and stole his lunch money. And then the party looked around and realized, well, we have no reason to stick together. Because we at no point have spent any time building bonds between ourselves. And so the fact that we have accomplished that goal means we're now going to split off and go pursue our own interests elsewhere.
We forgot to introduce Gemwin Magwit, i.e. the only robot communist in all of Oregon, who literally doesn't understand the free market. We forgot to introduce him. I forgot about that. Jesus.
This is upload.
This was a plot point. This is a plot point. So imagine you're rich as fuck, right? You're bougie as fuck, and you decide, fuck it, I'm just gonna make 144 crystal balls because I have all this extra crystal. They're worth 1,000 GP each, right? All these piss poor commoners can afford to buy these, right? Mark, I have 144,000 GP now, right? No, you don't. They have to sell first.
Yeah, and it's like, where am I selling it? At a crossroads in the middle of the rural countryside, not even in like a major city center, not even in like the city of Draen, where all the wizards would actually be based.
But here's the thing, right? Like,
And here was the thing I said. They understand that the Jewelers Guild are going to come and fucking put a cap in Gemwen now, right? The guild system exists for a fucking reason, and it's because they protect their own.
Yes, we have the only confirmed robot communist in all of Oredin, Gemmen Magnet, who literally is incapable of understanding free market economics.
Gemwen is like this absolute sweetheart, and Gemwen and Cricket being BFFs almost immediately was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And it's why Cricket dying was like the first nail in the coffin of that campaign that was already struggling. And then Ekman Dynasty was like, fuck it, I have like 800 nails. Let's get to work.
Well, this character sucks. Time to roll up a new one, said Steven. And the god Mark said, nah, fam, that ain't me.
Seriously though, why was he so evil? Like, in what possible way did he think reviving a person that's only power is to bring zombies back a good idea?
I'm sorry, did you call him evil? He's trying to raise his son from the dead. So that's inherently good. And so how dare you call him evil? I'm going to raise 800 skeletons to fuck your corpse. Because you dared to call me evil.
Yeah. But like, what if they're into it?
I mean, who doesn't love?
Well, that implies that you have consent, in which case you're lawful evil.
So I think it's time we transition into where the meme of the player haters ball all got started.
Oh my god.
There is no.
Oh, what's next?
Wait, guys, please, come on. Just give David 5 minutes. Let him everything he wants to say about this.
Oh yeah, give us
David.
No. I'm just gonna set the stage.
Yeah, I think you have to set the scene.
Last time we checked in with the Company of Fools, the Citadel was attacked and ambushed in a way that was entirely preventable if they were not fucking idiots that decided to let a prisoner go. And then in the most recent episode, everybody but Bliss died in a sewer, except Sparks, who was smart enough to get the fuck out while the getting was good. And nothing of relevance happened in between those two events.
You mean when you get it good?
David, see what I said? Let it all out. I didn't quite mean that much.
To be fair, we did learn some reasonably relevant information about who the Claw is and how they operate, because Sparks and Bliss finally told Preacher to go fuck himself. I'm the fucking spy master of the goddamn Legion, let me do my fucking job, goddammit. And they went and did that shit. So they now know about a guy named Thorazane and a guy named Lady Long, and again, none of this shit matters because they're dead in a sewer.
We don't.
Can I just point out? See if they stopped talking to each other and actually watched who was hitting them, they might have known what's going on.
Jesus.
Oh, you company fools, stop fucking talking. Do something for a change.
I'm just saying, Captain Card, Mark playing Captain Card, called it right. Like, if you want to talk about epic foreshadowing about dying on a shit-encrusted rock in the middle of the sea, fucking dying in the sewers is as good as it gets, right? Like, that was...
It didn't happen on stream, of course, but we can all assume that Preacher's last words were, I need to tell Lord Dolan about this.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
We are roasting Monday's game, Bun. So welcome.
Okay.
Yeah,
are we going up in the ladder like Monday up onwards?
We're
okay.
working.
Oh, we'll get there.
Oh, good.
Okay, let me.
this is
let me
Dio's
explain.
time to
There's a
shine.
lot of
Yes.
pent-up rage here, folks. Let's give Dio
Dio.
some space.
Dio,
Yes.
Nobody interrupt her.
as somebody of one of the only two people who had been with the campaign from the beginning right up to its conclusion.
Satisfying conclusion.
My lady Sparks, would you like to defend yourself?
Here's what happened, guys. The guys are so dumb that they didn't understand why Sparks left, because the day before everything happened that she left, Preacher basically told Sparks, let's use our only ally in the city as a cannon fodder. She flips out, and then the Paladin of Redemption agrees with a peacekeeper cleric about using our only ally as cannon fodder. Next day, she sees all the literally heads rolling down of citizens. She realizes this is just goading. This is just for goading us, but she knows that nobody cares about the city because she's been trying to do something and been told no several times. So she's like, I don't have time for this. I have to save the only ally that we have that now has a market on his back, and I need to warn him of what's going on. So you guys deal with this, actually do something. Goes and talks to
Says,
the
fuck
guy.
this shit, I'm out.
Basically, the guy, Card says, like, you cannot help me. Everything that has happened is because I got near you. I'm getting out of this island, and she knows that if he goes by boat, if he goes to the docks, he's going to be dead because the citadel has been infiltrated. So obviously they have ice everywhere. So if he leaves, he's dead. So decides that the only way she can save him is using the submersible and making ensuring him his safety and getting out of there. So that's what happened. She's like, I'm a dragonborn.
So, yeah, Card came to Sparks and said,
Card definitely comes to Sparks. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of my people.
Good gracious.
A lot of my people have died here in the city. Like, I need to get out. I need to go somewhere safe. And Sparks looks at Card and says, "Don't worry. I know where we can go. Pound Town."
I'll take you to the land down under. Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Under the sea.
Can we just also take a moment to acknowledge that?
And Bliss, you dumb bitch! You could have literally just been like, "Yo, Silver, got dick, baby," and jumped on the fucking sub with the two of them and just rode off into the fucking sunset.
Yeah,
and the campaign
could've ended right there.
Like,
I legit posted in the Twitch chat when it happened that Bliss and Captain Rock should be running along behind the submarine, like in one of like those old movies where there's a woman running after the train. It's like, no, take me with you.
Like,
No, don't leave me.
But let's be real. So, Company Fools is the only one of Mark's game where two women were playing and got the most realistic experience of women playing D&D of no one listening to them.
Sorry, that's it. It's Company Fools give too much Mark's games where someone actually should have advised them to make the decision.
Emmy, I didn't hear you down there. What did you say?
Can we take?
That bench is gonna get slapped.
Can we take a moment to just recognize?
I'm into that.
That Bliss and Sparks were going on the mission to go and infiltrate the Gilded Horn, and Emmy, because she's a good role player, was taking the time while they were traveling to establish a rapport with Sparks, to establish that they are companions and friends. They have a vested interest in keeping one another safe. And John rolled his eyes and said, "Ugh, girl talk."
Everyone, boost the stream right now.
Yeah, get this shit boosted. Like,
I don't know if we want to boost this. This is probably what we're gonna.
No,
we do.
Fucking boost it.
Yeah, we do.
I
feel like this is how half the Discord leaves.
What?
But yes,
I'm boosting it. I'm
So-
contributing all I've got.
POV, you find yourself in an illusion that says no, fuck y'all, and then you basically cheat to get out of the illusion. And everybody says, these guys can't be that powerful. What's the worst that could happen?
This was the consistent problem. They would scrape through an encounter and go, "We're winning!"
I am bleeding. Make me
I just want to ask. How much
them
a company
wrong
of
as a joke, like-
I have to ask, how much a company of fools is going, should we do this? Should we not? Wait a minute, do we have a company? Let's have a meeting! We'll have a meeting!
All I will
we can roll inspiration.
All I will say is that
everyone has to get in a room and talk about it.
all I will say is that I've never seen a person more gleeful to have their character die than Dio
Than
was when
fucking
Tempest
Dio.
went down.
Tempest is
I'm right.
You're actually really happy that
She is laying her
Tempest died. I
jets
saw
on the
that.
ground, getting crit, dying, and Dio is like, yay!
Could I be mean? Dio, please. Maybe we can revive her. No, Dio.
No.
No,
I'll boost the
send me a
paladin's AC.
message. No, Stu sent me a message with Revivify. Don't worry, Revivify. I just put it on chat. Don't you fucking dare.
Don't you
Right,
fucking
okay, I want to say something horrible here. Help Wanted have no plans and survive. Company of Fools have no plans and have no fucking clue.
No, Company Fools has lots of plans. They're just
Yeah,
all,
but
like,
other plans actually make
they all involve fellatio of minor nobles and a festering shithole of a city.
You should have asked Lord Dolan, okay? Easy.
They plan-
Just ask Lord Dolan.
They
Oh,
plan
is what you're saying is
much.
they could have came to Lord Dolan, Joe Bob? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, man.
At least our bad plans mean that the two dads get together and the two dads get together.
Here's how it works in Company of Fools. There's a minor inconvenience. They hold an officers meeting to discuss it. 2 hours later, Mark throws a new fucking threat at the party in order to make something happen, and that becomes the immediate priority. And so they confront that threat without a plan.
Okay, can we get a behind the scenes, Joe Bob, on the clusterfuck that was the diplomacy game backing this horrible idea?
Please enlighten.
Holy fucking shit.
I actually want to know this because come on, spill the beans.
Let it all out, because you know this is it.
diplomacy
Your only
game-
chance.
I initially learned about the existence of its whole community through seeing this person, DM than Mark Knight, posting in the MCDM server.
Fair.
Nothing looks cool. Matt Colville made a video about D&D, Dungeons and Dragons and Diplomacy, fairly recently. Mark took on the idea, and I was super pumped to join.
Yep.
It started, and then 2 months happened of nothing. And I mean, not even, the players were all gathered, we wanted to start, and then we just didn't start. Straight up. And eventually we did. During,
And then
couple
it came
weeks.
to pass straight into Preacher's throat,
Well,
then it came to pass and didn't pass quite well, and he choked a bit and he coughed up a bit more.
There's no way Preacher lasts long, guys. That's confirmed. That is canon.
Oh man, the roast.
Let him air it out because I actually do want to hear the story of the diplomacy game.
So yeah, it's the game actually properly started. I'd say around August semester, August September, right around the beginning of the school semester. And for the first couple weeks, maybe 2.5 months, it went fine. We had come up with a system. The map was and still is completely imbalanced. How in normal diplomacy there's at least a space between most points of interest. the map, if you like disregard the water, the map was more actual power centers than empty spaces. So everyone just ended up being right up against each other. And like on turn 1, I ended up.
That's funny. As Lord Dolan, I'm surprised you're not interested in grinding on some things. Why don't you?
I was stuck between
right up
three
against
people.
Why don't you defend
Stop
that
making matches
table?
for this.
I was the one getting gangbanged, or who would have gotten
Hold on a minute.
That's not canon.
That's not been on screen.
Okay, but can we just take a moment to recognize that this diplomacy game was going on in the background, and at no point did it actually meaningfully impact the Company of Fools game, and so it was a failure by that measure, because the players would go and have these diplomatic conversations, and it would be like, yeah, okay, we sort of know what this person wants, and it would always break down with like, Gaz is completely willing to work with absolutely anybody because he's willing to give everybody a chance. Preacher would like fillet absolutely anybody if he thought that they would get some meaningful sense of power out of it, most particularly Lord Dolan, because he was the Archmage, with no consideration for whether actually supporting him was going to be beneficial to the Legion long term. Trix didn't give a shit. And Sparks was the one just head in her hands after every one of these meetings going like, we can't trust any of these motherfuckers.
I mean, I will say, in my defense, I literally had both parties cast Zone of Truth on each other during the meeting. In my defense, I was up front. I was up front with the Legion.
What you're saying is you let it all hang out?
To me, that is a striking example of like, wow, this guy is going a pretty long way to make us think that he's trustworthy. So it benefits him for us to think that about him. That's the level they should be operating on. Whereas John was just everything at face value.
I wish I would have joined sooner, because literally, player and all of my characters, fuck the nobles. Fuck them. They are all trash. And
I mean, Preacher was already doing that.
Preacher was already
doing that, okay?
My bad. I didn't know they went all the way.
Like third base at least.
This is like tease the nobles.
Third base, like, leading into a home steal. Not that ever happens, but like we were getting to the point where Preacher was considering stealing home. I kid you not.
You should have just took them as like the mistress, and we could have like saved Company of Fools, maybe.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah.
But again,
anyway, going back to
there were there were just these lengthy meetings with all of the house heads so that we could introduce them and get a sense of who they are and what they wanted. And then the Legion got distracted fucking around in Mythfont for a little while until they got bored of that. And then the Claw showed up as the next big bad, and that was like just the thing that everybody got so focused on. And at no point did they ever reincorporate any of it and think, wow, we're up against this powerful Claw, but there are artifacts down in Mythfont that might be able to level the playing field against them. Or, wow, we're up against this powerful Claw, so maybe we should try to play the political game here in the city and turn some of the houses against the Claw.
But David, what if we send our seconds to Mythfont?
Guys, what if we send some NPCs to Mythfont for us?
See, the thing is, really, when you
the
made
whole
that
city
suggestion,
thing.
we in the two
What if you actually did the politics and actually just didn't go la politics and more?
Can anybody that's not me, David, or Nor name any of the lieutenants?
I mean, I can, but like.
What, beyond Silver?
Okay, any of the lieutenants.
Lieutenant's not a Silver, or Silver's not a lieutenant.
Lieutenants, they were
the motherfucking commander. Don't even start. Don't be disrespecting my man.
Legitimately, we have who can anybody
Agricola, Dimitri, Lucille.
Who else?
No. Sorry, I'm going to say no.
I mean,
I'm a shit player.
And these are the people we wanted to send to Mythfont. Nameless NPC 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Again, it's
also
fascinating to look back
Preacher in slightly edgier clothing. Like
Preacher as played by Steven Seagal.
Yeah.
I'll put my hand up and say I try my best to keep up with most of the games, but I have limited time.
Again, it's fascinating to step
Well,
step
don't waste it with
back
company of fools.
and
Like,
look at how.
Right, okay, I'm gonna be mean. Is anyone else from Company of Fools apart from Emmy?
Dio and
Yeah.
myself. Like,
Okay, I thought Dio. Sparks is amazing, but my God, stop talking and do something.
yes,
or talk to the
Oh,
right
oh my
people.
God, you
I-
got it.
Every time I wanted to do something, the rest of the party stopped me.
No,
Okay,
can't do
I'll
that.
play. I'll put,
time.
but
I have no
I have
feeling
wanted
strongly
a
on
bunch
this
of
one way or the other.
fuckwits that will do the wrong thing. Company of Fools, just do something.
But
I
listen,
will
it got to the point where literally Dio and I were talking. We're like, no matter what they fucking say, if they say no, Bliss and
going-
Sparks are literally gonna have a girl time and gonna
Do you
go
know?
rob the fucking
I
place.
can
Like,
see that on the game though. The twos are going. It's just like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One of my
Yeah.
favorite facial reactions that Emmy ever gave is when Preacher called everybody else naive.
Naive.
It's true politics, am I right?
so bad.
It's true
It was
politics, am I
full
right?
on
Nothing
like
ever
an
gets
office
done.
moment of Emmy just looking directly into the camera, like, can you believe this shit?
I love the politics of Company of Fools. Unfortunately, you're a Company of Fools. Occasionally, you have to actually just go fuck off and stab someone. And that's coming from me.
Either
it's
that
a
or
political
play the game.
campaign. Like it is
Mike
a
is on
political
fire
campaign.
tonight.
Like, you know, play the game. Exactly. Like we didn't have to be in combat, but we had to be like talking to the right people and saying stuff that actually resulted in something. Like literally, if Preacher would have just said, "Yo, Dolan, I'll suck your dick," and then go around and suck another noble's dick, like that's fine. But like, you have to get some use out of your mouth. Like, stop being fucking useless.
Wow, I mean,
Use your mouse to something proper. That's going to give you a bonus.
Again, just stepping back to
Sorry,
independence
mate.
for a second. It's just
I think you were just elevated from princess to queen, by the way.
I think she's going one step beyond that.
It's just interesting to recognize how the lieutenant showed up in the first place, and that this was something that was done as a matter of convenience to get around a bad decision that got made through the incorporation of the diplomacy players, because Stephen is gonna Stephen, and so Lord Weston basically showed up and set about luring them into a situation where Trix would use magic on the ship, or that one of the party would use magic on the ship, so that he could invent some fucking bullshit maritime law that supposedly exists in Grover and arrest him. And so Adam ended up playing Silver for a while the party were down in the city archives trying to find this document that Lord Weston had sent them to retrieve. Because Trix was just stuck on the ship. And then that ended up being that Trix just, like, picked his cuffs, left his cell, and swam to shore because he's a fathomless warlock, and so he can just do that.
It's worse than that, David, because Sparks went, asked Trix, "Are you okay?" He says, "Yes, I can get out of here myself." She goes to the party, tells them that, and she says, "We should not go and do what this guy wants because there's no benefit for us. Let's just get out." And they drag her into the archives, only for what? So Preacher could have the satisfaction of sending the ashes of that document he sent us to look for.
For a legion that is above the law, we sure answer to the nobles a lot.
And you know what resulted from that? Click and Clack got killed. Lord Weston retaliated by killing Click and Clack, two NPCs that Gaz had a vested interest in. And so this has been my problem with Preacher in general. Preacher has no ties or bonds to anyone, so you can't hurt
Except
him.
Lord Dolan. Except Lord Dolan.
Do you know what?
But those
The
are
whole
different
point
kind of
is,
binds.
oh, sorry, but you guys were like hamstringed because you just went, oh, the lords and ladies are nice, and they're fluffy, they're wonderful. What do they say? Just tell me, fuck off.
The problem was Gas and Preacher, because Broker, John Broker and I, we were talking before about making a republic in Robert. We were talking after meeting Lady Andros. We were talking of supporting Lady Andros because it was what we wanted. But then he drops the campaign, and I'm alone with 3 people that do not know how to play D&D.
And it took 4 weeks for me to like join.
Yeah.
Or at least don't know how to engage with Sparks as a character.
I have a question.
Who's a fantastic fucking character?
Preacher confronting Sparks.
Sparks was so much fun.
Was just so infuriating for me to watch because it was like, how do you misjudge a character this much? You are a cleric. You have at least a +4 modifier on your fucking insight, so you should not go into somebody who has a prominent case of social anxiety and just be loud and aggressive and confronting them in their own space where they normally feel safe and so that they feel threatened.
It is a case of the stats are just stats.
He didn't even have good justification for it.
But then, David, you've got to look at
you've been keeping a
Dragonborn.
secret, and then he was saying like, you need to keep this secret. How can you be angry that she's been doing a good job keeping it secret, and then also say that she should have told you?
Name drops Mython.
I have a real question. Who else was really heartbroken when they found out that Gaz's mom was dead?
Everyone but Gaz!
Who here was surprised to find out that Gaz's mother existed?
Pat, who's Gaz's mom?
Yep.
Seriously, I showed up late to that game and I asked in the chat what happened, and somebody went, Gaz's mother died, and I was just like, okay, here's what I know about Gaz's mother. She exists.
Who's Gaz?
She gave birth to Gaz. Probably an orc, because I know his dad was the human in the past, so...
He was into that kinky shit, you know, like...
He is the one who brought like man.
Hey, that'd be you as the dryer, the thing with his legs apart. No, let's not do that.
And like, I don't need to know who she is if Gaz has a meaningful response and reaction to it. If I can care about Gaz because Gaz is grieving, but he was just like, oh, okay. Allow me to give you a report of everything that's happened in the game thus far.
Gaz can have a much impressed with popcorn at the same time.
Gaz on his way to steal David's job.
It's just, if that's your response to a parent dying, is it loaded? Then, like, how much did you really love them?
About that.
Oh.
Let's be real. The only relationships in company pools anyone cared about, Sparks and Captain Card and Bliss and Silver. Only relationships that matter.
Yep.
How many still exist after Monday?
Again, I was excited to see Sparks get out of the campaign, but I couldn't help but recognize
Captain Bliss.
This is bad news.
Who did you leave behind? Oh, wait, everybody.
Because Sparks
You didn't
was
leave
the
anybody
only...
behind.
They
were
were
all dead by the
important.
time she left. Like,
Sparks was
What
the only member of
meaningful
the party left at that
relationship I had with them. Yeah.
who had
Yep.
solid established bonds with
Yeah, the relationships. What can they do for you? You're worse than bloody my half-life.
I mean, it would be basically the hand of God plucking him from that situation, but Trix might not be dead.
Yeah, but it's fine because he's got his warlock who he's been doing absolutely nothing for, who will definitely intervene to help him, right?
Meanwhile, my patron, your friend insulted me? Bye, powers.
Not like the only thing that Trix is meaningfully
I've
done
got
is
two
set up
thumbs,
his
it's
own
fine.
replacement.
It's fine, I've got thumbs.
Don't you already have buy powers, Emily? Also,
Oh.
Ouch!
Sorry.
Ouch!
No.
But also,
Go this way, not that way. It's fine.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Is there anything left
Love
to
you,
say
Amy.
about Nipples? Anybody else want to give any final comments
Okay,
or remarks? Anything else you want to address?
As someone who literally only started watching Monday, 3 weeks ago, when I found out about the Players Hater Ball that happened every Monday night.
You're frozen, by the way.
it's okay. The stream is a slideshow anyway.
He left. He was so frozen. Yeah, he's back.
That's, well, in summary, that's a good way to sum it up. Discord crashing whenever we talk about Company of Fools. Anywho, as someone who joined this game literally in the last 3 weeks of its lifespan, and just pretty much only ever hearing about it from like David Patton Noir. Like,
wait, what? What did you call me?
Isn't that
Noir.
Sorry.
Noir.
Noir. Sorry.
Noir.
I've been reading
Noir.
too much shit about Sharn.
Something
for my Saturday
dark
game.
and sexy. It's fine.
Noir is what you can start calling yourself if you move to France.
Noir.
Noir's what's Vasir calls you
In
dark.
French, it's exactly
the
how
official-
it's supposed to be spelled.
You have the
pronounced.
token francophone here, so worry not.
Like,
I can say.
I don't understand how Company
You're
of
not the
Fools
only
got
one
to
here,
the
man.
point it did. I don't understand why. Like, why? I just don't like.
I can
This
answer
is a
that
game.
question.
Ask Mark, he'll tell you.
No, I can answer that question. What you saw, what happened in the last
Oh, no.
episode, it was a microcosm of what was been happening in the entirety of the stream. Nobody except Sparks talked to anyone, and I legitimately made Tempest to not give a shit. So she didn't talk to anyone, and she didn't fix anything. And basically, what happened? She at least tried to get Bliss out. She was not listened by anyone. Again, I was trying to conserve my spell slots because everybody else was dropping spells like nothing when we haven't even entering the place that we are going to raid. Everybody was insular in their own, what they were doing for their own character and their own protection, and nobody thought about anything else.
And here's
Deal,
what I don't
Deal. Can I
understand.
say actually? I think that was the thing. It was isolationism that fucks you over because nobody actually realised that you have to work as a group. And can I just point out?
Nah, fuck that.
Can I just point? No, actually, Emmy, we are screwed till wanted because we don't work as a group yet.
I don't know what you're talking about. I work well with everyone in that group.
No. You have
No! It's not working well. We don't work together though.
You have problems reaching group decisions, and you have this habit of like keeping information from other members of the party. You're not fully like.
As long as we kill Vespasian, we'll be fine.
But every member of that party has an established bond and rapport with every other member of that party, and you have good RP moments that establish and flesh that out and develop it.
But we don't talk to each other.
Doesn't matter as long as you all are fucking each other. So
You don't have to organize, establish, like, let's have a company officers meeting so we can get together and discuss what we're going to do next. Instead,
I believe what Emmy said was
okay. What I want to put is
hold on.
we do
What
it.
Emmy said
No.
What Emmy said either,
We're not screwing each other.
No, what Emmy said.
Actually, we might.
Either we fucking or we fucking.
Can I just take a moment to appreciate that Gage basically
I think
said
Marek's actually Marek's cute on Talus.
he only started watching Company of Fools because Pat and I were watching the slow motion car crash and going like, "Oh my god, I can't bear to look!" And he just came over and like, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
Yep. No,
I think Marek and Talus have got this thing going there, but it's a slow burn.
Mike, I don't understand how you're more sauteed than I am.
Yeah, you
Because
were
I
gone.
know what to do, darling.
Okay, is there anything else in the diplomacy game side of Company of Fools that needs bringing up, or are we?
Yeah, there is something. Company of Fools has all of these problems, right? And it is the game that consistently got the most fucking views on out of the games.
No. Shout out to Twitch chat during Company of Fools games. Y'all know who we talking about. Y'all know who we talking about.
I have tried my damn best to get the kind of things on Twitch.
Okay, but let's hear it.
I still have somebody above you, bitch.
Yeah. Fuck off, Mike! Let's be real. Company of Fools, and you can fight me on this, arguably has some of the best NPCs that no one speaks to. Literally some of the best characters that no one fucking knows.
Yeah, the best NPCs that don't talk to each other. That's amazing.
Okay.
Fucking Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead up in that bitch.
Okay.
You have the best characters, NPCs that don't talk to each other properly at all or listen. It's amazing.
I literally don't understand how Mike is this far gone. I literally haven't seen him like drink anything on camera.
I don't know what happened to his drink. Like, I really don't know.
125 cc's of heroin straight to the veins.
It's about a bottle and half of brandy. So leave me alone.
Oh God.
Oh God.
All right, let's move on to the anime protagonist of a game known as Dark and Hungry God. It's really the only one that matters.
Imagine being the only campaign in Oredin that actually matters. Because if y'all motherfuckers fail, the rest of us die. So,
like,
we're doing our best.
We have, like,
it is anime protagonist of the game.
We have meaningful stakes, but we've also tried to do a good job of like spreading word and sharing the burden. So, like, if our game implodes, it's not like, how do we keep the game going? The sanitation department find Bliss in the sewer, and they're now the party. Instead, it's like, well, the Order of the Golden Dragon are established to exist, so we would just roll up a fresh set of knights, or somebody else would take over. You could fully have, like, Genevieve has recruited people from her guild based out of Twilight Hill. Like, there are ways that the game would keep going even if our characters die, but we are also doing our best to make sure they don't, because we are invested and care about each other's stories, so...
I think this session was the first time. The last session was the first time where somebody goes unconscious. David, I can't remember.
Yeah, no, that was the session.
Except Vasir, of course.
Session before, yeah, it's the first time.
Roofies again, Luna? Jesus Christ!
Because it was something of a running joke early on in the campaign that Vasir went down in combat a lot. Because
like every
early
session,
Monk are tough. But like he's been doing better since then, and it was the first time Angus hit 0 hit points during a fight.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
let's be real. Vasir keeps going down so he can get touched by Luna.
She's not strong. So
you're saying instead of like touched by an angel, it's touched by a grave cleric, or he's really underground with that shit?
Oh. But yeah, like the first few sessions of David, I think he was going unconscious like almost every episode. Until
it was,
something happened.
He went down against the Shambling Mound, because that was like a bad hit that he took. He went down against the Zerkwood Guardians, and that was mostly because we got surprised by them, and so he just got like pummeled by 2 of them at once, and Luna had to, like, once again like step in and drag him out. Then, like, I don't think it happened a lot more than that. Maybe one other time. It was mostly more of, like, a running joke that started up because Angus was, like, taking the mickey a little bit. Just being like, well, I haven't gone down during combat yet, so clearly it's your fault.
Bliss, as an expert in going down, can you please comment on this situation?
I think the next time was when he had the duel at the bullpen. And that was, again, just a really funny moment of Luna going out of her way to go, like, I'm going to cast Warding Bond on you that will keep you safe. He stepped inside, and the anti-magic field around the ring just instantly snuffed out the spell, and Luna's like, oh, shit.
I did go through all of that, causing all the jokes from the beginning of the campaign till now, and was for nothing.
Yeah, that's what started up the running joke about Luna and Vasir being engaged, because Mirth basically made that a joke, and Sarani didn't understand it, and so then we just basically went like, yeah, no, it's fine, they're married.
I mean, we've adopted Sarani.
I mean, that's
this is not how kids are.
I mean, like, I didn't know the AHRC delivered on the weekends. Like, holy shit.
I have no idea what that means.
It's okay. For all of my savvy American friends out there, y'all got that.
But yeah, last time we checked in with Dark and Hungry God, the party had just arrived back in Angus's hometown of Darkhaven. Checked in with his parents and with Mirth's sister Joy, who is working as an initiate at the Church of Solemn Night. And then the party woke up and found out that the hag coven that had previously been threatening the town had shown up to avenge the sister from when the dance dragged her back to town and burned her alive. And so that has been the past several episodes, is the party taking it upon themselves to go hunt down these hags in their base out in the wilderness, go down there and had a series of very, very tough encounters back to back to kill the Fae and fiendish creatures that were defending the place. Then the hags themselves, that were defended by a couple of ropers, managed to find one of the hag's daughters. There was still like a child undergoing the process of being transformed into a hag. Tried to like rescue her, but the one hag that survived was able to down Sharp-Eyed, steal the daughter, and flee. So at that point, after the party had killed off the Nightmare Shepherd and several shadows in like a really tough last encounter that almost ended us with us having to like just get the fuck out with Luna's prepared Word of Recall spell. Then
which we didn't get to use.
Having won that fight, the party then started sorting through loot. Found a mirror of life trapping. Angus and Serrani were trapped inside the mirror, which displaced one of the occupants who was held inside it, who turned out to be Philip Valkyrian, the grandnephew of the last emperor,
the
and a
best
viable
noble NPC ever.
to the throne. So
Fucking
then the
love
party basically let him know, like, yeah, a shitload of time has passed. Don't worry, we'll take you back to Darkhaven to let you rest.
He'll be
up.
fine.
And he was just like, I don't care what happens to me, but like my retainers, the retinue who were defending me, like their lives have been upset just as badly. And like, I just want to make sure that they're going to have a place. So like, if you're going to Geneva, I guess I will present myself before Queen Evelyn and just ask that her noble court will like take these people in and take care of them.
I honestly don't have any roasts about Dark and Hungry God because
I do.
I haven't seen it, and
I
two,
do.
I do as well, but they are fantastic.
Let's rewind. I have a question. How many do not enter signs do y'all motherfuckers need before you like don't kick a door down? Because it's got to be at least fucking 3.
It's
hey, listen.
The door
Luna
is
spent
locked.
the whole campaign. Luna spent the whole campaign telling them, guys, let's not do this. 2 minutes later, we end up doing it.
It's
the door is locked.
It's
Mark
weighing
says
the consequences of if the hags are still out there, they can use their nightmare powers to stop us from getting long rest, which means we don't get.
Can I just
back,
put
which
it
means
like
we need
there's
to
a
end
cleric thing here, Luna. Marek goes, let's not do this. And they ignore us. So it's a cleric thing.
No, it's not. It's merit because we acknowledge it's a bad thing. And, well, Vespasian doesn't. Everyone else acknowledges it's a bad thing. But Nora, you get
it's a bad thing. So when I say it's a bad thing, you'll say Vespasian goes, it's a good thing. It's fine.
The cleric,
I'm going to put him.
curse has 2
Do you
components.
stop actually listening to Vespasian? He's not a good person.
The Oredin cleric curse has 2 components. You always roll under 10 for your initiative, and nobody ever listens to you.
Also true.
Yeah.
True, totally.
Big true.
Absolutely.
I mean, you were saying?
Is every cleric, I have a question. Every living cleric in Oredin is here right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'd be so less than 10 initiative.
I mean,
Well, I was
that's
just
assuming
saying,
that Kerr
like,
was
you know.
instantly killed.
Wait.
After the roads.
I'm just saying.
Up, but he is a kobold, so that probably.
Stop paying attention to Vespasian and listen to Marek.
I can't. Sorry, Raina has. That's the dad. You're the uncle. Who do you listen to?
Everybody every
The uncle's the one that gives the good advice. The dad's the one that gives you bad
roll
advice.
initiative.
Guys,
roll initiative.
go into bot and roll initiative, and we'll see. I got a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to roll this, aren't I? God damn it!
David ruined it.
I got a 14.
Yeah.
The curse is broken.
That was probably Angus's initiative, though. So I'll
10.
roll again.
It's not under 10. It's not under 10. So. But legitimately,
Mike,
right?
Can you see the channel?
How many motherfucking do not enter signs do y'all bitches need? The door is locked. I unlock it.
12.
It's got magic warding. I dispel
break it down.
The door is still sealed. We have a battering ram.
In my defense,
That's a good mom. Fuck's sake.
We are getting this shit done. I am getting my village safe, and we are taking this girl who has been abducted back to safety. And we were just focused on clearing it out. Like, I recognize that was probably a dumb decision. In hindsight, I fully had Angus being, like, reckless in how much he was willing to just keep trying to kill the Nightmare Shepherd when Luna had already made the call of, like, let's clear out. and that's probably why Angus went down to 0 hit points for the first time in the campaign. But like, I stand by that decision. That was what Angus would do in that situation.
What's it like making character decisions? Company of Fools would never.
Wow.
Marek has never been dropped to 0 yet.
But he's.
Do you
I
wanna
have
say that?
saved. I'm the one that saved everybody else in the group. You have a bunch of pussies.
It's what clerics do.
Yeah, no.
Reina has never dropped to 0 either. You're not special.
Well, that's false. You've dropped to 0.
That's because you've normally killed somebody else in the meantime.
You've dropped to 0 spell slots for an extended period of time.
That's true. That is true.
The only reason that doesn't work because you have no fireballs left.
In that combat, even though it was a bit controversial. That Luna told the party, "I'm gonna cast Word of Recall.
And
come to my position." And nobody cared. Surani went in the opposite
Sarani's
direction.
like, I'm gonna go
like,
across
what
the
the
room.
fuck, man?
Sarani like,
I'm
"Yay."
fucking over here.
Can I just take
Yeah.
a moment to shout out Mirth, who's been undergoing a character arc to become less selfish, and decided, hey, while Vasir is surrounded by shadows, I'm going to spend my action to cast Fly on myself.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I have so many questions.
I have to say, is the fact that the last HW, Vespasian went, hang on a minute, Marek, how did you actually save me so much? It's like, well, yeah, that's complicated.
I do love like looking at Dark and Hungry God, how like your spellcasters are like literally so smart that Mirth doesn't even need anyone else. So I don't know why you guys even try, because Mirth's like,
Are you sure about that? Are you
I
sure
need a
about
proper
that?
spellcaster because I love playing them.
Thanks, Sammy, for challenging Pat.
Are you sure about that?
I'm excited to see where that goes. Yes.
I like a lot
I
of
literally
the
had to have a
creative
conversation. I had to have a
lot of the creative
conversation with John and Nor on 2 separate days. There were 2 very separate conversations, a heads up, about reading an encounter as a cleric. One of them took the advice. The other one TPK'd. I'll let you guess who is who.
No. So the one listened, and the other one upped the AC of a character who did not need it. So I guess we understand.
I mean, he gave them some temporary hit points, so that counts for something, right?
It's just,
Guys,
again, like we call this the Sarani conundrum, where if you have too high an AC as a tank, you're bad at your job because any intelligent monster isn't going to target you. So you need to have other ways to meaningfully be stopping and preventing your enemies from attacking your weak, squishy casters.
I mean, it's a
It's okay. Preacher wanted us to die though, because he didn't care about us because we were naive.
You know what's really naive though?
Yeah.
Spirit Guardians on your spell list as a cleric.
We had to prepare our spells before
I'm
we knew
first
we would be
level,
making an
fuck
attack,
off.
though. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. You're a fucking military cleric. Why isn't that shit on your permanent fucking list?
I am first level. I can't have that. Give me a break.
No, we're not.
okay.
We're not talking to you because again, you can only prepare spells that you have levels for. So like that makes sense. But at
So
the
as
same
a
time,
first
like,
as a first level cleric, what spells do you have prepared? Because I'm about to judge.
None.
First
I-
level, I think you
I
get
literally
healing.
Oh my god, it's awful.
If you didn't take healing word, you deserve to be punched repeatedly in the balls.
you already
It's the
have
most-
Healing word.
though, don't you? Oh,
Healing
wait,
word
no.
and bless.
Healing word
That's
isn't
it.
on the range,
That's all
is
you
it?
need.
No.
Pap, sorry. I might enjoy that.
We
However,
don't kink shame here.
I did have healing words.
Do you pay extra for that? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, actually, I pay for it.
Yeah,
I'm saving,
you pay for it. I'm
my
sure you
Merrick comments for help won it, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
I
fucking
do-
bless. Bless, it's a great spell. If you can get blessed
Yeah.
before combat starts, great spell. If it's your first action as a cleric to cast Bless in a combat, you've already fucked up. Like
I know,
your
I
first
know.
turn is a
I know
watch.
that. Problem is that as a hunter ranger, I also have
because Leopold's an
what do you
order
call it,
cleric. So if I do that on my first turn, I can bless, and somebody can spend their reaction to instantly take an attack. So it makes it worth doing.
It's true, but like Nor can back me up on this shit. Like casting Bless on your first turn feels so bad, especially because you have a shit dexterity modifier. You went last and gave everybody an extra D4 to their
See,
attack
the opposite
that they
I have is
already
that
fucking took. Like,
I'll come. The flip is I'm a hunter ranger.
It depends on where you
Hunter's
are.
mark is better for me, and Bless takes all round for hunter marks.
Don't worry,
is a
we will
bonus.
talk shit how you took so many levels in Ranger thinking you were gonna do shit, and then got upped by Kolak and Vespasian and decided you had to go cleric.
I mean,
I will take all the shit that I have to go. The fact that I can take anything, and you have to take something to find something that gives you some percent of power. I mean,
I have
God
a question.
damn it.
What's it like in?
Emmy.
You're 9th level, right? What's it like in having 8 levels in NPC?
Well, ask Emmy because she's not had anything for the last half of a week and a half.
That's fine. Nethy was inside me, so it was okay.
That's okay. Vespasian just wants Kolak inside him, so.
When Nethy was inside of you,
I have been nowhere near Talis yet.
Potter's tools.
Why are you like this?
I feel that I can slap you off to death. All I have to do is bring you back for 15 minutes and then just slap me again.
Who are you bringing back? Talis isn't gonna let any of us die because we all know he's the true winner.
I'm only bringing back Talis, the rest you can die. Talis is more cute.
So, legitimately, we're moving on from Dark and Hungry God to Arc. Oh, God.
Hold on.
Is this on camera? Shit.
We better keep streaming because I have done so much fucking work establishing that Roger exists. And if my fictional
I don't
boyfriend
need
does
Angus
not get to
to
show up
Okay.
on camera,
I am going to give you the sickest, nastiest burn ever. What is it like to have Roger as your husband? Does this literally make him a butt pirate? He's after your booty?
Bitch.
Ouch!
You say
that the Mark actor has a husband.
The way that I have characterized Roger, that is like entirely the kind of joke he would make. Just to keep Angus in line.
He's not even like we haven't even met him yet.
Roger keeping that old pimp hand
I
strong.
haven't revealed my characters. Like the fact that he has a husband.
It's literally the way that I had Angus explain it to Luna when Luna asked about him, and it's like, yeah, you know the way that like you and Vasir have to like stop me from doing stupid shit? That's because Roger isn't around. Like normally he's the one who does that.
Roger keeping that pimp hand strong.
Let's be real. Who does not want a sexy captain pirate as a boyfriend? Like,
I mean, definitely not Spark.
Sparks can bond over it.
Yeah, Mark's lost his boyfriend.
Did you just say they can bondage over it? What?
I know, Mark's
Anyone
boyfriend
who's into pirates is also into bondage. Confirmed.
It is now canon.
I hate you all.
I mean, canon would be appropriate for a bunch of captains on a ship, you know.
Well, if you bend over this way,
was like established when he went to the Gilded Orchid and had the encounter with Lilith, which was a lot of fun.
Fucking Lilith, what a queen.
Excuse me, that's Vespasian.
That's okay. She's whoring out John's sister, so.
Let's be real. She has the right idea. That is like literally the best profession. And I will not be told otherwise.
mean-
The best profession in Oredin, arguably.
Being a bottom?
being a hoe. Like, let's be real.
Excuse me?
Being a sugar baby. You just get yourself a host of sugar daddies and you live off their money.
That's like goals. Like what else? Like you don't have to do shit.
Yeah, I'd rather have a bomb than a sugar
That's what
daddy.
type of bottom you are. You might have to do shit, but.
Pot.
I don't kink shame, but I will start.
I want to stop this one here and then here.
All right. So,
Whatever.
Is there anything anybody wants to talk about in the Dark and Hungry God campaign, either in the most recent episodes or just generally, before we move on to Arc?
I have a question. What's it like to have had the only player forcibly removed by Mark in the entire campaign?
That was an experience.
Experience.
We were having a rocky patch in general. The first episode we had Nate in was also the cave clusterfuck. So, like, the first episode, I wasn't even annoyed at Nate. I was annoyed on Nate's behalf. But that went downhill quick.
Friendly reminder, though, because of Kim, you got Nate instead of me.
Here's what it came down to.
You can't always get what you want.
Mark came to us as players and said, "Would you be willing to open up a 6th slot in your game so that we can find another player who will pay the $15 per session to help me financially through this?" And we were like, "Yeah, that's entirely reasonable." So we had a bunch of applications, and Nate was the best one at our disposal where he was willing to pay. I did not interview Nate.
And I think you were already accepted into Help Wanted, so.
Yeah, I was in Help Wanted, and then I submitted Bliss, and then Kim's like, "That's too much like Mirth. So unless you're willing to change your character," and I was like, "No, because I want to be a hoe."
Can we just take a moment to acknowledge that part of the problem we have with Mirth is that there's not anybody else in the party that's enough like him, that he has nobody to RP with when it comes to shit like research. If it's any kind of intelligence-based role, he's just like, "Well, I have expertise in that." Doop.
Problem is, I've never had a character that's really that smart. And that's the kind of character I love to play.
I just feel like I'm posting this in Twitch chat, but this is very appropriate for a Bliss theme song.
Let's hear it.
I'm sorry, David. I mean, I love that whole kind of smart spell use stuff. I just never done that in the game so far.
I'm scared to open the link. Somebody tell me what it is.
No, you need to open it. You can't miss it.
Emmy's just fucking dying over here.
I don't have Twitch chat open.
Good music.
I will send it to you. Wait, how do I put this in fucking Groovy or some dumb shit?
Wow.
How are you too?
What's
I don't know if this song or the music video is better.
Are you not aware of Lord Francis of the Filth?
No.
You don't know?
Filthy Frank.
Francis of the Filth.
Francis of the Filth.
What is that, like copyrighted or something?
I'm gonna fuck up my life. That's all I'm gonna say. You're right.
So yeah, that was the most recent relevant plot development that we had in Dark and Hungry God, is the fact that like we now potentially have a candidate to restore the Valkyrian Empire, but he's reluctant and doesn't really want that, and is more concerned about taking care of the people who were like abducted alongside him into suspended animation inside of a mirror for the past like 80 years.
So he's overly qualified for the position. That's all I'm hearing.
Just Angus, curious, like, are you like in an open relationship with Roger, or like is it
Angus is in the kind of pirate open relationship where it's like we're matelots, so we're together while we're at sea, but it's completely fine for either one of us to sleep with women in a brothel for variety while we're at port. But we don't.
But not like in prison, not in prison nobles, because like I was thinking that whole episode, their relationship. I'm like, oh no, I low key love it.
It's either mast to mast or porthole to porthole.
Again, I could see that people were gonna have this response because they're like, oh, people are gonna be shipping
Jeez.
Philip, and I'm just like, no,
immediately, and I was
married.
like. Oh. That's what's stopping me, because like I'm a good person. I'm like, I would never ship like marry. Like I feel so bad, but like
I
low key.
I fully loved Vizier asking Angus though, of like, hey, do you think Philip and Queen Evelyn could get together? And Angus just being like, well, they'd have to be a triad with Marquis Brown, but why the fuck not?
Yo, but low key, fuck Marky Brown. I'm just saying.
Speaking of which, David,
He's
you
a
remember
sweetheart,
in the
based on what
first
we've
few
done.
episodes, Vizier coming up to Angus, I think it was with Angus, and asking him about relationship advice.
No, it was with Mirth, for which I was glad because I
Or
was
was
just
it
like,
with
oh,
Mirth?
Angus is gonna give him terrible advice if he asks.
I think by then we had no idea who Kim was. I think.
I'm glad you guys have like one of the only bards that have no game when it comes to relationships. Part to do with him being a
First,
baby.
Emmy,
but-
fuck you. Bard is not a class; it's a mindset. Secondly,
Here's the problem.
anybody can be Bard if they're slutty enough.
Mirth would have been a
I'm
total
just
player,
saying.
but Charity died, and he ended up inheriting the Warlock powers, and he's like, oh shit. Now I have like responsibilities and shit.
Yeah.
And then he sold his siblings to a devil.
Let's be real, anyone who has a sibling relationship, you'd be like, I would sell my siblings for a fucking corn chip.
You tell me about it.
I mean,
that was
unless you're-
genuinely
and it's like maybe like
a pivotal moment, and it's why I
you
love,
and your dad. Like,
I love playing in the Dark and Hungry God game because people do those kinds of like wildly unexpected things, but then not in a way where it's like lol random. In a way of like I'm gonna take the consequences of it seriously.
Yeah.
It's alright.
So-
The only ones of Mirth's siblings that matter are still alive. Not including Mirth, because no one cares. It's all about joy and
I feel bad for
mean,
not having watched Dark and
there's-
that. If there's to be a call out here, it's that Bond that never watches any of the other campaigns.
well, it's going to be available on podcasts coming
It's okay.
soon.
we're equal to awkward opportunity haters here, so you're gonna get your own comeuppance here very directly.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, that would be an interesting.
Hopefully
thing to
sooner
ask
than later
you.
because I need to go in a bit.
That would
We're
be
gonna
an-
give you your comeuppance whether you're here or not. I'm just letting you know.
okay.
Like,
It would be an
Okay.
interesting thing to ask you, man, as somebody who has not watched much of the Dark and Hungry God game. What was your perspective on the characters from it when we had our crossover with the Dance Macabre game?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
We do have a cross. Well, no, I forgot.
Oh,
Totally
that's
forgot
right.
that happened.
It says a lot.
I think the impression I got was that like I really wish I had like more time to interact with these characters. I had some really cool interactions with Serrani, where like Archie got to learn more about like all the nature and the stuff that's beyond fucking Ravenreach and how there's all this crazy stuff going. And it was really helpful to like have this perspective. It's like, oh, so we're not the only one who's going through trauma right now.
you know, but not sharing the shared Drow experience with Angus. We're not getting there. We're not going there.
I know.
I'll go
didn't know-
deep on that shit.
I didn't know that. I forgot totally in character. I mean, out of character. I totally forgot Angus was a Drow.
Angus
I
isn't
think
a
I
drow,
don't
but
think I
Toril
was-
Vias was. It's fine. It's fine. I dropped this in the OP chat, and I made a point of it. The fact that Angus like recognized that both Lark and Archie had familiars, and that he used the drow word for it because Angus had only just learned how to find familiar because one of his past lives was a drow wizard. And I thought that would be this neat little nugget that you could pick up and run with, and it just
I didn't.
sat there.
I'm terrible with that.
Welcome to the Dance Macabre. I'll be your host, Father John Anders.
Side note, not that anyone cares, but I got wings.
I wanted
you got
to.
wangs.
I wish like
hot dogs just thrown at you.
Here's the thing. I am dumb and probably autistic.
But you are not
sometimes
done.
need, like,
Shut up.
I need to have like kind of directly said like, oh, this person is X, and it's like you might have some sort of recognition of this.
It's different strokes for different folks. Some people need higher level of like how much you meaningfully like directly get across what you're trying to do, and it's like it wasn't a problem. I just
I'm
thought it
very
was
bad
kind of
with
like
context
this
clues.
slightly missed opportunity, but
I think it was a very big missed opportunity.
I'm just saying, Angus is on Craigslist posting missed connection ads. That's all I'm saying.
But no, I
by the way,
Drow experiences.
By then,
is my dress ready yet?
I don't think Mark had. No. I don't think Mark had really much developed for Drow at that point, though, so I didn't know what to say about like different Drow civilizations and how other Drow would react to other Drow.
Just saying, a fucking satyr and some fucking human cleric met some Drow before Archie did. Get fucked, nerd.
I seriously hope those guys are doing okay. They were so sweet to us.
They were
just
super
showed
nice.
Up, and we're just
They
like,
were super nice.
Please don't get killed.
The super nice Drow? Hell yes, I'm so down for that. I'm sick of Slaver Drow. I don't want that shit anymore in D&D.
I mean,
get that shit out of here.
But do you?
What?
But do you?
Okay, but on that note,
I don't
Artifact
think
Recovery Corporation.
Let's move on to the most serious of games.
We were almost a game until we weren't, and then we were. That's the best synopsis for Ark that I can give.
Makes sense.
I have a question. Where do you think Ace is? Do you think he just became Jewish? Spent 40 days and 40 nights wandering in the desert? Do you think he found the promised land out in the desert?
A land where there's only combat encounters and no roleplay.
Reasonably, if he's ever going to show up again and get reincorporated, he's probably a bad guy now, working with one of the claws, because that's who the half-dragons are, even though he's not a legit half-dragon, because his backstory was that he was like a human and a dragonborn that got mixed. Through some kind of,
the edge.
It's like that episode 2Vex. He's basically 2Vex.
I don't know who that was. Is he a rogue? Because that sounds like
no. He was a sorcerer. He was a divine soul sorcerer. Was was. His pronouns are is/was.
Because it sounded like he was trying to be edgy and then like stopped and was half-assed. Because he didn't even go like shadow sorcerer. So like, what was edgy about him besides the fucking race he was?
He wasn't really that edgy. He was just kind of there.
If you removed him from the first like 6 episodes of Ark, you know what changes?
Nothing.
The intro?
The intro. That's in fact very true.
Legit, the only thing I even really remember about him is that he was like, I wear a mask to hide the fact that I have scales on my face. And it's like, Bowie is openly just a fucking satyr. You think
Get above his level, you douchebag. You pretentious douchebag.
Airmill's literally a high elf, openly interacting with humans and other races outside of the ancient woods. Like, come on, man.
Can I still just say that this is one of my all-time
he's an
favorite character
high elf.
introductions? Was Longpaws showing up and standing there awkwardly, and that the party thought she was a statue at first, until she went like, "No, I'm here.
I'm real."
And that she's come such a long way, and she's still got her social anxiety. She still feels that she's cursed with it, but she's so much better about like engaging with people now. It's that growth is so delightful to see.
An out high elf? Is that what you said?
You're an out high elf, yeah.
I don't know what that means, but
he's all about that green.
I
mean gold.
Now we're talking. Yeah, David, you want to give
Geneva
us...
life.
No, that can
I'm
be
so
the
sorry,
thing.
but
We'll help and Virus invent paper money, and they can just
I'm
weave dollar bills for people.
One wanted to talk.
No, he was just saying he.
No, I'll just text it. And
You're good.
And if you're gonna keep eating, I'm gonna go make a bite. So
I just had a bunch of buffalo chicken dip, so it's okay.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so David, want to give us just the recap on Ark, and then we'll roast a little bit.
There's a lot to roast in fucking Ark. There's not just a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Last time we checked in with Artifact Recovery Corporation, Leopold and Bowie had decided to go on a minecart adventure. The rest of the party followed after them. Pippin said, "Hey, stop having fun." Bowie and Leopold said, "Fuck that." We raided a vault.
Yeah, the problem is everybody says still having fun. The problem is we wanted to have fun.
Bowie took us to the Feywild. We met Salasana. We met Piper. We met Oscar. We went into a labyrinth with a Corrid, and Leopold's backstory got cock-blocked.
Yep. Yeah.
Bowie said, "Fuck this, I'm staying with Salasana to have wild
I'm
sex with my
saying
goddess."
false. I said I'm staying with my big titty goddess GF. Y'all can get fucked.
Because you wanted to get screwed for hours and hours and hours.
That was the best scenario.
The party teleported into the ancient forest, where we proceeded to make a shitload of noise, got attacked by trolls, and Ty showed up and said, "Hey, y'all are making a lot of noise. And
Hey,
been attacked by
you're a
trolls,
bunch
so I
of
guess I'm
children.
helping
I'm
you."
a child. I'll win.
And so he told us that after he separated out from the Help Wanted gang and left Carlos Crushers, he's been gathering up refugees who have been displaced by the drought and war taking place around Redinburgh, and is trying to take them to a old shrine of Nadara within the ancient forest, but it is in the location of Oakhold that the party have also been sent to retrieve some books from, and is currently being defended by a big fuck-off Hydra, possibly a mated pair of them.
Are you sure there's only one?
There's
Hydra?
always two Hydras.
Are you sure there's only one Hydra there?
No, there's always two. Two. Even under that.
Oh God.
All
I'm
right,
not...
how do we unwind this? All right. So you're literally in
Try.
Santa Claus's fucking workshop, right? Imagine if everybody just said this short little word. It's comprised of 2 letters all the time.
Fuck you.
Well, I mean, basically the same thing, but
All I want to know is, where's my fucking present?
I got your present right here.
Essentially, the conflict that was taking place.
Stand up so I can see the measurements.
Essentially, the conflict that was taking place was that Pippin had reached the conclusion that we had fulfilled the letter of the contract. And Leopold was firmly on the page of like, okay, but we're not supposed to just fulfill the letter of the contract because we don't turn a profit when we do that. We're meant to steal everything that's not nailed down and then obscure the fact that we did that by acting like we obeyed the letter of the contract. That's how we make money.
Yeah, duh.
So there was some degree of tension within the party where Grask was firmly on the side of like, Pippin's the leader, so we have to do what he says. And Bowie and Leopold were more on the side of like, one, we're meant to be like making friends, so like, can we also try to cast a redemption, what's the term? Atonement ritual ceremony spell on Bernard the Semi-Lich? And it just been like, well, that's not what we're here to do. And it's like, well, then
why are we here? Like,
if we're here to show up to a game of D&D and do what the DM tells us, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun. Half the fun in D&D is surprising the DM by doing things that they didn't anticipate but that make sense for your character.
So, after a vigorous session of ripping every door in the place off the hinges and telling the 2 low intelligence characters in the party to go fuck themselves, David Bowie went on a mystical minecart adventure through the labyrinth.
Had fucking fun.
And
love that.
We got cock blocked at the door to satisfaction.
And then
which is
remove
usually
the
a
blockage.
thing, which is fine.
That's
Yeah, that's what I feel about Vespasian and Talus as well.
So we ended up at this vault, right? And everybody's like, but we don't know what's inside the vault. It's like, motherfucker, let's find out. We're standing right here. Like, no.
My favorite part is that Pippin called up Dot to issue a formal reprimand, and I was just like, I'm the fucking documenter. That's my responsibility. You really think I'm filing your formal complaint to headquarters?
For you.
Yeah, the issue is like for me, I probably should have done more about that situation with Aramil, but I don't think Aramil would have is the biggest issue.
Aramil did what he could, which is acting like a 17-year-old who's like, my parents are fighting and I don't know what to do.
That's exactly the mood he was in.
It's a whole goddamn
Emmy,
mood.
have you felt a lot of toes recently?
With your two
My
dads?
parents are fighting.
Ermel and Brayna can bond over parents having divorces.
I was genuinely looking up, but like my Photoshop skills aren't good enough. I was gonna do a Photoshop cover of Heather has two mommies, where it's just Raina has two daddies. Because the picture of the original publication is a young girl frolicking through a field with a dog, and I was just like, oh, I could make that a tiger so easily.
Pat, would you like to roast any more on Ark?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yes. Fuck
Going
yes. I'm going deep, and I'm going hard.
That's the way you should always go.
Surely.
As long as you're in
no.
protection, it's fine.
Oh no.
Fucking everything about Ark. It became a game of fuck yes to a game of no over the course of about 3.5, maybe 4 sessions. Compounded by like players not paying attention and like just malaise. I don't even know what else to say. But if you apply to a campaign and they ask you directly in the campaign, hey, are you okay if we never get in combat again? And you say yes, please mean it. Don't fucking have a fucking murder boner for anything that twitches even slightly. Like, also, don't change your character concept after it's been approved by the players who are playing the game. If you go from, say, like a supportive barbarian to an offensively minded one, it might lead to a real bad time for everyone involved because we approved your application with the assumption that you would do one thing, and then you fucked over the rest of the party by doing another. You know, little things. So we ended up at the Nickel Key Carter Vault, right?
Which was a lot of fun, actually, I have to say.
Yeah, we ended up with... We ended up fighting a giant fucking stone golem until the smartest character in the party with the lowest intelligence score said, you fucking morons, just give him the keys. How many fucking times do I have to explain this to you?
Oh, I got the keys.
It's like fucking Joan Cusack and fucking Better Off Dead. Keys!
I wish I had remembered we had the keys, but then we wouldn't have had the fun moment of Aramil getting the shit kicked out of him by a bunch of constructs and then acting like he did the saving of Pippin like it was some Normandy shit. So that was fun. But yeah, the keys thing was pretty hilarious, if not like, damn it, because you don't walk into a lot of dungeons with the keys.
So we end up in the Feywilds, and we met my butt slut grandmother.
Harlot, bend over.
At her.
Keep this nicely.
As we've never actually covered the What Lies Ahead campaign on Nights After Dark because it's like technically in Oredin, but it was a game that Rick ran instead of Mark, so we never fully covered it. Here's a brief summation. A bunch of numbskulls show up to a moot, decide that they're going to be a party together, get told that they're prophesized heroes, and then just fucking don't fulfill the prophecy. During which
that
Theo
makes
got to
sense.
play Piper.
I mean, Piper spent the entire rest of her life looking for a man named Prophecy so that she could fulfill him. But that's neither here nor there.
How dare you be so assumptive? It could have been a woman named Prophecy.
Sorry. Really? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
That's what she said.
As much as that game...
Yeah, give me 6 days. Yeah.
The fact that Dio basically messaged me and said, so, like, Oscar and...
I just did not know that.
...for the rest of their lives, I'm like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Piper is an icon, and I will die for her.
And then Andal became a fucking god wizard, basically. Umaiweme Shinderu or some shit, and then
I got
accidentally the entire continent. Like
I got chatting with Alex about this. I think that was like earlier this week about the Dark and Hungry God party are eventually going to have to go to the Nine Hells. And we're just thinking about, like, are they the Nine Hells in Oredin? Is it still in that very, like, Dante's Inferno way where there's the different sides?
Hold on. Marek needs to go to 9 health to save the priestess. Just like 2 fingers up to the rest of the party.
But we got talking
Bro,
about which circle
we're
of hell
going
everybody
into
would
the
end
nine
up
hell
in.
to save everybody. Just saying.
And we got mentioned that the second circle of hell is for people who are proponents of lust. And I can't remember if it was me or Alex, but one of us just made the point of saying, like, I guarantee you that circle is empty because Piper just shows up and rescues everybody from it all the time. Just like, get in, losers, we're going to the orgy.
Yeah, actually, I was finding Marek's not necessarily on that second, third plane.
Can't help one it just or ask Dark and Hungry like everyone else to fix our problems and they can save the priestess.
So I screen capped that conversation and
I'm just putting. I hate you all.
Dio made the point about like how annoyed Merwin / Andal must be that he had to like spend a load of time forming a party of adventurers to break down into the Nine Hells to go and rescue Des, and meanwhile Piper can just hop in and out easily. And so I just photoshopped and changed the text on the image from Legally Blonde so that it's like, you got into the Nine Hells? What, like it's hard?
Like it's hard is a very appropriate. Like it's hard is a very appropriate tagline for Piper as a character.
Actually, Vespasian and Kolok, like it's hard to get on. Like it's just hard.
Apparently, it's a hard on.
But as sad as I was to see Pat leave, and
Weber!
I genuinely hope that we get to see Bowie again, either in Arc or if he can show up in one of the other campaigns, because he is a great character.
Pat, you're that whole kind of. Oh, I'm not sure. I just cannot do that. So well done.
But
honestly,
Arc, we did have the next session without him, and we got to have the session with Ty, and it was great to see John again and get to see him show up for a cameo while he has some time off, so that he can be once again involved in Oredin. It was a lot of fun, and I think there has been notable effort to try to like bring the party back to a sense of like shared responsibility and everybody being on the same page after the way that the Nikilki kind of arc had like a little bit of some tension there. And so I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the story develops as we go try to kill 2 Hydras.
David, please check the bot commands channel right now.
I mean, David, what you mean is how does
Jesus Christ?
How the story of Arc concludes, given the am I muted?
No, you're good. Continue.
Nope. Am I muted now?
No, you're fine. You're fine. You were fine all along.
I know I have the cleric curse, but like, no, buddy, you have the cleric curse, buddy.
I think the mute button on my Yeti is broken.
This is honestly the favorite thing I've ever had North say, is that North says, I based my spell choices around forcing enemies to make saving throws because it means I don't have to roll the dice.
Ooh. Yeah, Emmy, we have to plan going
Was
for
my
Mummy,
audio coming through
because
my
that's not going to
webcam?
work.
Man, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, no, I Discord updated and reset all my audio, so yeah, I think Arc's gonna have a nice wrap up given the announcement. If I don't think Arc's gonna continue after Oakhold, given the announcement we got about Mark going back to work.
We'll have to wait and see
unless
if Mark
he wants
to keep all the games running and just have it be like on like a month to 2 month rotation. I would like to see Arc keep going because like I do think there are interesting stories that are being told within it. It sucks that we lost Bowie in the way that we did because like straight up, if the game does not have Bowie present from episode 1, this party looks a lot different. He had a strong, profound influence.
I miss you, boy. It was just so much fun.
It's okay, Mike. I'm gay for you too.
Well, do you know what? Just bend over. Flex on myself, spend it.
Anyway.
So what? Can we switch channels? That'll be fine.
I'll be right back. I need a
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike.
No. No.
Christ.
Christ on a cracker.
Yeah.
For a second, I thought that was Mark in the stream.
No.
I realized that was
I'm
Emmy's background.
just genuinely sad that we're never going to get to see Bowie and Vasir have a conversation so they can discuss losing their virginities respectively to Luna and a literal fucking goddess.
Isn't that the same thing?
Basically, yeah.
That's the kind of confidence we need in this channel. Thanks, Thor.
Exactly.
I don't remember how this
hey,
came
David.
up, but this was
That big dick.
David, how dare you?
I don't remember how this came up, but I think this was during like a player haters ball comment about like all the preachers sucking dick, and I think it was Pat said like, "Who's the god of sucking dick in Oredin?" And I'm like, "Well, give it a few levels, and it will be Angus."
I'm sorry. We've worked out as Talos is going to be a god and Mark going to be the other one. And what Mark does is, do you know what?
All right.
He's the
I
boys
think
and the
with
girls.
The roast of Ark finished. I think I'm going to head out.
You're not going to stand here to roast the dance? Jesus Christ. If a game needed a fucking roast, it's the dance.
You
But
can do it way
got
better than I
wanted yet,
can.
you cunts.
Also, I got other stuff I got to do, or I want to do before going to bed.
It's okay. If anybody has stuck around through our drunken ramblings or is watching this back on the VOD later, make sure that you tune in to Gage's Sean Inquisitor's game.
Yep.
Yes, Saturday night. Phenomenal.
I'm so bad.
Say what? I didn't. You cut out a bunch.
I forget what the time and date is, so tell everybody because I can't remember. I've been drinking so much.
It's 4 to 8 Mountain Time, or if you're in the Eastern Time Zone, like most of the Discord, it's 6 to 10. And then after this session, where the party concludes sort of their first mystery, the game is going to be moving to a bi-weekly time slot. That way, I have more time to write good mysteries. But yeah, I'll talk to you.
Like really good mysteries? Have you figured out how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
Oh, that's the campaign finale. I've already got that planned.
Okay. Just making sure.
It's fine. You can send them to Preacher and he'll know the answer.
David is so enjoying.
Jesus
Christ. It's that meme from The Simpsons where it's that little kid and he's like, stop, he's already dead.
He literally is.
Now either that or it's the one where like Bart is like, oh, but I lost my virginity to Lord Dolan. And Homer's like, you've only lost your virginity to Lord Dolan so far.
Anywho, I'll talk to you guys later. I might watch the rest of the VOD. I might not. But yeah, I got some last minute prep I need to do for Saturday. So
it's probably only
see you on Sunday.
If Preacher didn't die in the sewer, he did now.
And this will also help the stream dropping frames. So later.
By the way, all the love to John, but at the same time.
Yeah, we're talking about Preacher, not John.
You set this up for yourself. Like,
I mean, also that, yes.
Yes.
And not me.
So is there anything else you want to cover about the most recent episodes of Ark, or just the Ark campaign in general, before we move on to Help Wanted?
Oh no.
Help Wanted.
We don't want to listen. How dare you?
Or as I called it in the most recent episode during the Twitch chat, psychological help wanted.
Oh God, me, mums and dads.
I have a question.
Are you talking about?
I've been waiting to ask this so long. So Emmy, I know you have a surgery coming up. Real quick, how do you feel about having your thumbs translocated? Or are you gonna get like the blue dick from the movie with the comic book characters? What was the one? The Manhattan guy, Dr. Manhattan, the Watchman.
let's be real. I clearly am the type of girl that has the cat ears already somewhere in my closet.
You're not a teenage boy.
What?
I am.
I'm the one who
Try,
looks
Mike.
like one.
Where's Kim when
Wait,
you
you're
need him?
not?
He literally is.
I'm 21, believe it or not.
Oh, it's fine.
I'm 22-ish.
Are you? Is what you're saying is we need to get Chris Hansen into this chat for your and Preacher's relationship? Like Jesus fucking Christ!
Leave me alone.
He is a priest.
Yeah, that happened.
That happened.
So Help Wanted. I have no idea what about Help Wanted at all. It's not my bag.
Okay, can we reflect? We don't even need a recap. Can I just start the conversation with
Go on then.
Vespasian? What the
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Like I don't even need to explain the episode. Vespasian. What the fuck?
He safely secured most dramatic of Oredin.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is gonna get a Wilhelm
If we're a drama queen, we have a fucking drama queen of the whole of every campaign. Vespasian is the fucking drama queen.
Has anybody seen that meme image that's taken from the WikiHow article about how to deal with a cancer diagnosis? It's just a woman laying in bed with a message of Step 1, accept your death. That's Vespasian.
That's Vespasian.
Vespasian, I woke up this morning. Step 1, accept my death.
As much as Marek does not like undead, I am now actually actively summoning will-o-wisps to deal with that shit.
Hey, you leave Wispy out of this.
Wispy is iconic.
I'm avoiding his friends and his uncles and his aunts.
Oh my god, Help Wanted. Where I don't even know where what
POV,
happened.
you're in a femdom relationship with you and your boyfriend. Like, Help
Leave
Wanted.
Tallis out of this. I like Tallis. He's a nice boy.
He's so edgy, he makes Edward Scissor. Huh?
He knows how to give a guy a good bone.
So
man.
again,
Oh my god.
I revert to Emmy. How do you feel about Dr. Manhattan from The Watchmen? I mean, you get your sugar daddy. I mean, patron powers from one now, so.
No fireballs.
So you went from what, like, I don't know.
Oh,
like-
Flashy still.
You went from Frosted Flakes to Blueberry. Like, you gonna tell me how that shit worked out for you or not?
Try the whole Flashy still kind of like
You know,
wet limp thing.
it was my bad, first off, not looking at the spell list options I have for Genie. I went from Fiendlock, which I feel is one of the best Warlock paths to go.
I mean, we all knew you were into bondage relationships, Emmy. You didn't need to announce that on stream.
Fuck off, Pat.
I can't.
The problem is you can't make your mind up.
If you're into bondage relationships, that only excites you.
While there is a small part of my soul that cringes at the idea that Raina is eventually going to be able to cast the wish spell, I do have to give you props for the fact that you got to basically get 2 free wishes from the genie after saving him, and you use them to further the story in a way that is like sincere and decent. Like, as chaotic as the party are, like, I have a really distinct memory of several months back, Mark mentioning off stream that, like, the driving division in Oredin doesn't seem to be like the good evil divide. It's way more like the law chaos divide.
We do not do the color chaos divide. I'm sorry.
About as close to the chaos side of the spectrum as you can possibly get.
I'm trying my fucking best with this bunch of fucking tools.
I'm really glad you mentioned like us doing something good with the wish spell, because as soon as Raina gets that, if you think she's not going to wish exactly word for word, I wish it would snow in Oredin for Tallis.
I had to intervene to prevent you fuckers.
But here's the thing.
No, resurrecting Nettie. Fuck off the shit, the lawyers. I'm the good guy. Piss off.
It doesn't matter. You're just the uncle no one listens to. It's all about Golok and Vespasian.
Ouch.
Yeah, give that 2 weeks. You get stabbed in the back.
I mean, like, let's see here.
Again, you multiclassed into cleric. You multiclassed into thankless heel bitch.
What's it like to be Thondra's bottom bitch in Oredin? Like, legitimately, you are literally Thondra's bottom bitch.
Can I just point out? It's not that hurtful. Do you know what?
What's it going 7 levels, realizing you're useless and have to outsource your powers?
How's it going a week knowing that you're fucking useless to a patron? Because you know what?
But Nethy taking over my body, I was still more useful.
Hey, Emmy,
than
what's it like
Merrick.
going 7 episodes between Help Wanted and Company of Fools, not having realizing that you're useless, and then having to find a new patron?
I'm just put it actually. Do you know what? Actually, Emmy, what's it actually like? Actually, looking for weeks and weeks and weeks and not being able to do anything.
What can I say? If I can't get fucked over in real life, we might as well do it in D&D.
But again, to give a summation, last time we checked in with
I'm
Help
just
Wanted,
surprised with that you didn't order from, like, you know,
the party had
you
just
didn't,
accidentally.
DeLorean didn't become your patron, so you could order from dragondildos.com.
It's
if
bad
you're worried about
dragon,
getting fucked
actually.
over.
Yeah.
Besides, I will deal with both your daddies because they're not that bitch.
Merrick's doing both of my daddies. This is a very complex relationship.
I just point out, I'll be the top and they'll be the bottom.
Not really. Merrick mostly just takes advantage of Vespasian when he's unconscious.
That's not a bad idea, Anton.
But yeah, last time we checked in with Help
Oh,
Wanted,
you
the party had
bitch.
just, accidentally led Raina's new Rakshasa patron Tegnashra directly to the priestess / druid Eumenea, who had warned the party about the fucking Rakshasa in the first place, and so got her plane shifted to the 9 hells. And
Just gonna point out, nothing's Vespasian's fault.
But she was kind of a bitch, though.
Like she low-key was, though.
Oh, don't you fucking start, you bitch, you. Oh, I've got this psychopath in my head. Let's not tell anybody. Bar the person that's never going to tell anyone that I've got a psychopath in your head. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just a psychopath in my own head.
I have a
give
legitimate
such
question.
props to
I mean,
Rita for the fact that...
if Archie were to use his ethereal vision to look at you, how many dead halflings are just following you around from your incidents in Riverdam Raft?
I don't think I ever got
24.
number.
Fully abandoned Raina because it realized like what a bad deal it had been. Because it was
Why all this much? You abandoned it because Raina's not that bright. No, this isn't working.
Powerful artifact from the priestess for me so that we can turn Talus into a god. And Raina was just like, well, if we need one of those, there's this hammer. Can't we just...
Oh, it's not artifact over there. Yeah, that's just hammer.
So
it's fine.
The Rakshasa is just like, you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. Bye, Felicia.
Bitch. Like,
I have no words. I'm sorry. She is an uneducated, dumbass farm girl who.
I have a question. So, is this like post-op Rena or like post-op Rena?
It's pre-opt. Just head on the sand.
She went from having horns to black backwards thumbs to blue skin. Like,
but in between, Raina being abandoned,
she didn't realize that she didn't pawn younger. It was something she did. It was something she had to do.
She's got daddy issues. What can I say?
Like, typically, girls her age just get.
Yeah, daddy issues. Those two are not your daddies, darling.
All I'm saying is, like, typically girls her age just get a nice set of knockers and find an old man like mooch comfortably off in retirement. Like,
yeah. Sorry, Marek's not going for a nice set of knockers because. Yeah, maybe.
Not his thing. It's okay. It's okay, Merrick. We understand.
Yeah, in between Raina being abandoned by Tegnashra the Rakshasa and discovering her new patron, who is Shesh the Kind, who is a djinn, the party had an encounter down in a tomb where they met another possible prospective patron for Raina, who is an undead, but unfortunately, his name was Mayor.
Wasn't gonna work out. Wasn't destined to be. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Vespasian died for like the third fucking time. I have a question. How do you take that many levels in Fighter and still die before the Sorcerer? Can anybody
Because he's
explain
a...
this to
He's
me?
probably...
by rolling like ass.
I guess technically the Sorcerer died before him, but only because of plot contrivance. Like,
Probably because he's selfish, sycophantic, of his own ass.
I know. I said earlier that when Tempest died, I'd never seen a player so ecstatic. But like Yoko probably was thinking over money in that regard. It was genuinely so hilarious to see it, where like Talos went out of his way to cast Revivify and bring Vespasian back, and Vespasian was like, "Why did you do that?" And it's like, because you, motherfucker, have started a war with the Dragonborn Isles. You don't get to just duck out of that.
I have to say that the whole grave cleric, I just go, bring you back, you die. I actually fucking hate you, you twat.
I love the idea that Marek is consistently bringing Vespasian back to life and being like, "No, bitch, you owe me money."
Are you saying is Vespasian quivers at the thought?
Well, you know what? He quivers and he whimpers and he enjoys it.
Oh, Jesus.
The whole point is that whole. I actually liked last week where Vespasian went, how did you make me come back? I was like totally aghast, like, oh shit, I wasn't meant to ask this question today.
My favorite is his oblivious to magic. He's like, Jakob is playing Vespasian as this literally fey elf dude who like has a goddess speaking to him and sending him vision. He's like, I don't know how magic works. I just hit things and it just works.
Not more yet, twat.
Everyone else in party's magic.
Oh, it's just so funny. Is that kind of like, it's like, I've got you back. I'm going to explain how do gods work.
And so that happened, right? Vespasian be like, yo, new phone. Who did?
Oh, that's a new mother. Yay!
I really thought Mark was not gonna just gonna be like, nah, he's dead. But I guess Jakob was so the disappointment was real because he was so excited to die by that combination.
He has a new character he wants to play. It's like, no, fuck it, we'll let it happen.
But yeah, after meeting Reyna's new patron, the party then received word from Century asking them to get to Ridgefort ASAP. We're able to do that thanks to a teleportation circle.
Can I interrupt? Can I say the major point that happened is we actually managed to resurrect Nethy back to life.
Nice job, guys.
We kind of skipped that bit.
Yeah, I mentioned that you spent the.
Sorry, David.
What you did it on?
Sorry, I know we're a bunch of fuckwits, but bringing Nettie back to life is gonna kill. Sorry.
I mean, I guess it does technically fit that Rena's into blue skin, so.
But yeah, so resurrect Nethy, get Reyna a new patron, get to Ridgefort, reunite with Century, have Priestess Orica sit down and go, I'm going to use a commune spell to get Kolok and Vespasian an audience with Morrigan so she can go, okay, motherfuckers, shit's about to get real. Maybe do something.
Vespasian going,
with the one asshole. Not Kolok, who's devoted as fuck, but Vespasian, who's like, you know what? I'm gonna use this moment to tell you to fuck off.
Vespasian's just Sundari from Morrigan. Baka, it's not like I even like you, literal goddess.
Guys, votes to kick Vespasian nuts next week. Next.
But meeting Corin was cool.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he managed to self-eject from the Saturday game before he self-ejected him.
I mean, we should really just see Corn the player if he wants to come back to Wednesday, because I mean, it's not like we already have a hard enough time speaking. Let's add a fucking another player to it as well and see how chaotic it can get.
Saturday game either, so it
works. It's fine.
We could have actually had
character.
Come on, Emmy. We could have actually had a proper joint group soon.
I mean, I feel like if somebody was going to have a joint group, it would be Wednesday.
We all are clearly just in relationships for each other. But now it fucks up because now it used to be 3 and 3, and now Kolox Crusher has another fucking vote, and I don't like that.
Hey Pat, you know the most about the calendar in Oredin. When would the 20th of the 4th month be so that the harmonic can enforce 20 plays?
I believe we're in the 7th month right now. Either in Hexen or Hepton.
We're in Octon. It's technically like Octon the 1st, I think, at this point in most of the games. But
right. I'm still on the Company of Fools.
Oh, then just add like a month.
Fair enough.
So, I'm going to the Oredin calendar right now. Give me one moment.
Which god do you think is responsible for growing all the pot in Oredin?
I don't know. Robin.
It is probably Nadara, right?
Robin, yeah.
It would be Tetrarch the 20th.
It's not Fandra. She's too nice.
Tetrarch,
what
isn't that one of Rick's characters?
She's not bad. She's fine.
Oh, come on. Look, you've got 2 of us here. Fandra's too good to do that fish.
Why are you acting like
it's the chronic to die for? Is that what I'm hearing? Like,
I mean, to be fair, I did establish in Angus's backstory that like one of his mother's responsibilities is to brew like an herbal tea that like helps people prepare for the long sleep. So she is fully helping like OAPs get high before they die.
Hey, I'm gonna hook up with your mom. Like,
wait, what?
You're not allowed to drink. You can trip balls before you meet the goddess.
all that matters.
This is looping back on the Saturday campaign. Anything else for help wanted? Because Jesus Christ, I don't even know what to say.
Just as we have 2 of the elf trio here, what is your first impression of Century now that he is like potentially joining up with the Help One?
Emmy, you go first.
Oh, well, he seemed to have been fighting with Vespasian, or at least Vespasian was picking fights with him. So immediately, Reyna does not like him for the reason that anyone Vespasian does not like, Reyna does not like either. But Nethi also likes him, so it's like low-key confusion because those are her 2 main bitches. And Reyna can't think for herself. That's why she has so many voices in her fucking head. But they were comparing book sizes, so I guess they have to be somewhat cool. But, I mean, it's interesting to have Sentry because he was, like, one of the back from Kolak Crushers. It's fun to see that. I mean, it's a lot because there's so much shit going on. But, I mean, if we're going to face of Mummy, I guess it's alright that we have another body to take hits.
Mark's more of a unsure of this thing. But same point in time, is he has a presumably friend that deal with the Mummy, get rid of the undead. Just because Mark's a psychopath when it comes to undead, to be honest with you. But
remind me why you want to hook up with Talus again.
I don't want to hook up with. Well, I don't. Talus is cute and he's nice. And he's
I'm like, you've been saying it all night. So
I can change him. That's the problem.
Mark
wants. No, Mark, get with a man you want to change. That is not how.
Whatever. If you're going to get with a man, you have to change them. Mark thinks that Talus could be changed and be taken away from the undead things because he did some aspects of him is nice.
My whole character arc is undead. Merrick, I can change you.
Like I said, I just love how Marek has started relying on Talus as like, you're a necromancer, but you're also the only other voice of reason within this group of numbskulls, so I need you to back me up on this.
Marek's kind of like So what you have a sensible outlook to this point, and beyond that we have to deal with it. But we'll deal with it
I'm trying to think of what Merrick finds
because there's
sensible
nobody
from
a
Calix.
fuck list. What?
I'm gonna contact my fiend daddy and see what he has to say. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
sensible.
I didn't know that bit.
You know, it's the little things.
But the thing is, the flip side is Callus has a kind of I have this thing about undead. It's not quite about undead. It's just not. This is where I want to go to, and Barry just wants to stop him going from there because, in a way, he has a way of it.
I love that you're like in like the third stage of bargaining, right? Or the third stage of like of death acceptance. You're at bargaining. Okay, you can have the staff of Nadara, but you can only create like 4 skeletons.
Is that just the party or each one of the representations of the Kubler-Ross model and Vespasian's just acceptance?
The thing is, Mark realized it.
I guess that makes Merrick bargaining, right? Like,
I've got a problem. He knows that he needs these people to a point.
Kolok's
So
obviously
what's the blah?
Yeah, Kolok is angry.
Yeah, Kolok looks tall and big, and yeah, whatever.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
So,
I think that's it. Help won it, which means
time for the
Mark's trying his best.
dance Macarena.
It's time for everybody's
Jesus
favorite
fucking
soap
Christ.
opera.
Oh, I have to go and get depressed now.
the only soap opera that is more dramatic than my K-dramas.
Oh, good lord. I've already made fun of myself multiple times, so y'all got nothing on me. Like,
That's still my favorite thing I've ever had.
and Lumiere swallowed hard. That's
Is
all
that,
I have to say.
with K dramas, it's the expression of "it's too early," and it's basically like if you're crying by episode 3 of a K drama, you're gonna be like dehydrated by the end of it. It's too early to be crying this much.
I'm sorry, but if you're going to talk about crying, we have to flip. But the last episode of Pat, you made me cry. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
Oh yeah, I did tear up a little bit because I'm not a heartless bitch.
I'm a heartless bitch, but you made me cry.
You're welcome. Yeah, Jesus, the fucking dance though, like.
Oh my god!
Where did we leave off? Where did we leave off the dance last time?
Last time we checked.
Can I say it doesn't matter? How did you guys keep that up?
What, keeping dramatic as fuck?
Some of us
absolutely.
Some of us have visited our doctor to seek guidance on erections lasting 4 hours or longer. The rest of us.
Yeah, take Max aside. Honestly, yeah.
Last time we checked in with the dance, Maximilian had just led the junior cadet squad out for what would theoretically be a routine patrol to clean up the last of the werewolves, and were administering vials of remove cursed water when they were ambushed by
assaulted by Mirth's backstory.
Ambushed by a Dybbuk, and then encountered a group of the Horned Order led by Joshua
Fuck
Bolton,
them.
who had previously been in sending contact with Lark when she was sending out messages to like tell the nobles, hey, you should consider getting a remove curse treatment if you might have been bitten by a werewolf. And so Max had Tiosa send a message to Lark to say like, hey, come get me. Some big boys want to come beat me up.
And fucking Maximilian was not ready for the gangbang with the big boys.
No, I mean... No?
I mean, he wasn't, but let's be real. Angelica could have handled it. Like,
Probably.
we all know.
I'm
Mark's
just saying.
favorite NPC.
It is Mark's favorite NPC because she's just dumb. Like, she has no business being that good at 5th level. Like, none. Literally none. Anyway, we fucking find ourselves with these dipshit nobles. And then Oh, Jesus Christ. He's in this channel. He's only muted. He's not deafened. I could guess I could server deafen him if I wanted it. Mr. I don't like enchantment spells himself decides, let's modify memory in combat. Didn't read the fucking spell. Didn't think about how this is going to work out. Just said, YOLO. Dicks out for...
As you do.
Harambe? What's the Oredin equivalent of Harambe?
What?
There was that Garistro we fought in Ark.
Sharp-Eye? But Sharp-Eye didn't die.
Dick's
so
out for Sharp-Eye. Dick's... This fucking
He did
mad
technically
lad
die.
decides to go...
Dick's out
Dick
for
Sharp-Eye
Scalene.
did die once.
Dick's out for Scalene.
He decides to go Dick's out for fucking Piper. And... wants to cast Modify Memory in combat. And everybody collectively goes... Bruh, what the fuck? That's not how that works. Cast a different spell. So, we convince Archie to cast Hypnotic Pattern, promptly causing the rest of these noble dickheads to fail the save. Because, just because you're rich as fuck doesn't mean you're actually good at anything. See Maximilian.
Just because you have the noble background doesn't mean that you have decent wisdom. See Preacher.
Nope. Jesus fucking Christ. So we curb stomp their mage on turn 0, basically. The dude doesn't even get to cast a spell. We capture all these bitches. And we drag him back to the dance. And everybody's like, now what, though?
Nuke 'em.
And thus, the argument began. Like, let's just skip over Max's B team. Because Plan B is what you do when shit's... Plan B is what you do the morning after.
You gotta keep your valid options open.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So... One second.
Just 1 second, Pat. It's okay. 1 second. We get it. Fucking chill.
So the dance.
Yeah, let's be real. Actually, now that Pat is not here, we can actually have a moment to actually speak.
Quiet. Silent. He still hears us. I know.
So the dance. The dance comprises 5 party members. I have had way too much to drink to be hosting.
That's all right. That's okay. I got it. Okay, so we got 5 party members. First off, we got the queen bitch, Lark. So Lark is the only, because I mean Sparks and both are currently out of commission. Lark is the only head bitch who should be in charge of anything.
I mean, you got Vespasian, so...
How dare you besmirch Luna like that?
Let's be real. No one listens to Luna, though. At least people listen to
So
Lark.
realistically, sorry about the cutout. We're fighting these fucking nobles. We kill them. We get back to HQ, and everybody's like, now what, though? And then the argument starts. And Jesus Christ. Speaking of, I don't like enchantment spells. Here comes that second modify memory spell out of goddamn nowhere.
On an ally.
On a fucking ally. Like, Jesus Christ. I don't more.
Bon, are you still here? Can you hear us?
Nah, he's probably taking his sister to college or whatever, but...
Just, to me, it just seems a little inconsistent. In that when Archie obtained the modify memory spell, it was like a big deal that he went to Lady Bia, or sorry, they went to Lady Bia, and they were like, I don't understand where this spell came from, I don't remember learning it, I don't remember writing it down, and Lady Bia had to calm Archie down from the panic attack they were having, to say like, okay, this spell is here for a reason, you might need it, and that it was so fast and loose with the use of it, in a way that doesn't seem entirely in keeping with the fact that Archie has been trying not to be the thing that the Matron of Eyes made Archie to be.
Yep.
Yeah, Archie was faster and looser than a certain satyr that I know.
Again, I have
One of them, at
Leopold.
least.
I have Leopold ask for party consent for the relatively benign calm emotions spell to be cast on them. Modify memory is a pretty significant step up from that.
Yep.
So if you're going to say to Father Abel, "Hey, I'm going to modify your memory," you better make sure he's okay with that.
Also, yes. And then we had this last episode. It literally looked like you pulled a fucking doggo straight out of Mark's arms. And I'd be like, you bitch. No wonder he's dabbing. He's just wishing for another pupper. Like, we end up with a bunch of arbitrary bullshit heading into the Underdark. And we put Lumiere cross-dressing as John. I said what I said. In charge of the dance while we're all gone. Because if you're not wearing metal armor, you're basically a woman anyway.
Yeah, so Lark went to Lumiere and said, like, I'm going to need you to pretend to be John for a couple of days. And Lumiere is like, oh, it's fine. I'll just pick up John's clothes after I get out of bed in the morning.
Oh!
It's not even a little gay.
I'm just
It's
saying,
really
I
gay.
really had to pick between like Lark and John or Lumiere and John. I don't know if it's just me, but I'd probably pick Lumiere and John.
I mean,
I also pick Lumiere and John. I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's just because Dio and I are fucked up, but like.
Nah, I fully like.
There's a commercial for this. Why not both?
John is a bigger player than all of the bards in all of the campaigns.
Bard is not a class; it's a lifestyle.
It's a mindset.
I'm sorry, but you said commercial, and I just have the Folgers incest commercial going through my head. And, like, Lumiere shows back up from 20 years of serving for Mav, and it's like, I brought you coffee. You're my present this year.
It's so triggering.
It's true. So we fucking end up in the Underdark. Like, and God damn it, Bun, you can't talk, but you can hear.
Archie's coming back. Sorry. Well, yeah, Bun's coming back.
If you're gonna script all this shit, just write a fucking novella. Like, Jesus Christ. Or play Skyrim, right? Like, it's a single player game, right? Like, we head down into the Underdark, and Archie is fucking. You get visibly butthurt on stream that he can't contribute to his own backstory because he wrote himself into a corner.
If you want to play a drow, play Morrowind, because it's all about the Dark Elves.
Have you heard of the Dark Elves?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison. Fast by carriage,
Lark is
and now
just
by boat.
fucking somebody from that weird Balloons game that was in the arcades where she's fucking using pseudo-dragons to fly into the Underdark. Theo...
I literally put it in the chat, though, that it was like Lark Croft Tomb Raider.
Fucking Theo... Hey, Theo, please don't be evil. I'm sorry. I can't just let you do that. But Theo, we're literally stopping this shit. I know.
Like, Theo, I'm really worried that you're going to go down the dark path of necromancy. Red.
Bitch, what? Like... And then Max. How is Max the most endearing character last episode? Like, I don't understand. That's not how the dance works. That's not how the dance works.
Character development, motherfucker.
It hurts. But it's also true. So we're in the Underdark. And Archie is not having a panic attack. And John is like, hey, why don't you let me look ahead? And Archie starts channeling his inner Vespasian. No! I must go first into the city of my people. Like, only I can lay eyes, or not eyes, upon this city because my mother will see it. Motherfucker, I have 120-foot dark vision. You have 30-foot blind sight. Why don't you let me look for... No! Like...
You know, there's gotta be someone to keep Vespasian on his toes for most dramatic.
I mean, or on his stomach, I guess.
No. Vespasian is the top.
Somebody explain to me spider penis. Can we? Is that
Well,
a
no,
pig?
because we don't know. We don't know what kind of anatomy Archie has.
No, Archie is definitely male presenting. It's been very well established he's male presenting.
Has it?
Yes.
Yeah, Archie's non-binary, but generally like kind of male presenting, very formal sort of masculine attire with like some feminine articles of clothing sprinkled in, things like veils and certain hats.
So that happened in the dance. So I guess we get to experience fucking mind rape the campaign now. Like that's a thing. Also 8 legs, 7 vaginas meme, obligatory, like Grimsby. Obligatory going to Twitch chat. She wants Maximilian's hot prince body. Anyway, burn the dance, guys, because I don't know what else to say.
I don't think it's quite at that point. I do still like a lot of the plot that's going on. I just wish that there were more interconnectedness. You know,
That's fair.
There are certain characters that are not as deeply entrenched into the lives of others as they could be.
It's fair.
Again, like one of the things that I try to measure campaigns by is like how much has each player at the table actively gone out of their way to establish a rapport and a bond with every other member of the party. And like coming back to Company of Fools, this is one of the things I said. It was like Sparks leaving was kind of like a bad sign because Sparks was like the one member of the party at that point who was like, even though some of the relationships were somewhat antagonistic, specifically her relationship between Preacher and herself was quite strained, but there was still that established bond, and then several NPCs in the campaign that Sparks had connections to. So, like, as much as it made sense for Sparks to leave, it was a bad sign that she was gone because it meant Dio having to start over from scratch with Tempest.
Yep.
And there's only so much work one player can do fighting uphill to establish those bonds if other people aren't working with them, as evidenced by the fact that Emmy had been spending several episodes at that point trying to develop bonds and consistently being rebuffed.
Meanwhile, Bliss be like, "Oh, rats."
But like the dance they've been running a long time, I have loved watching the highs and lows. I have loved seeing the places that it has gone to, and I will look forward to seeing it streamed, even though it's going to be a lot more infrequent starting from March onwards.
I mean, we don't know. We don't know what games are going to make the Oredin purge, for lack of a better way to put it. So, I guess may the odds ever be in your favor, or some equally gay shit, and we'll go from there. Like
that is actually an option. Let's just do it like the purge. We'll just throw everybody in one game and just kill each other off.
John is just going to cast banishment on himself.
And Oredin Hunger Games.
I think we had the conversation of which PCs can actually.
Well, of course you did.
Wait. I have an app for this. Do I still have it?
Sorry, no, I kind of cut you off there. What were you saying?
It's fine. I'm used to it.
It's because you're playing a woman,
you.
right?
I want to hear.
What did you say, Emmy?
It's because you're playing a woman in D&D, right?
Hey, listen. 10 months ago, I had no idea this was gonna happen.
Oh God.
I was like, let me try it, and yeah. I was saying, we had a conversation about which PCs can actually dominate the fight if they were together. PCs and NPCs. There's Angelica.
legitimately, it's going to be if you put the dance and a Dargon Hunter God together, nobody else could stand a chance. Straight up, it would be wholesale slaughter.
It's not even about like skill set. It's like even like as a player standpoint, players that know what they're doing versus players that don't take spirit guardian.
We have fucking. We would have. We would think about it this way. We would have Mirth. We would have Mirth, Luna, John, Archie, and Theo on the same fucking team.
Yeah, this is just gross.
Anybody else that wants to cast spells must make the no fuck you check. And the answer is, oh, you wanted to cast a spell? No, fuck you. Like, that doesn't even touch on the fact that we would still have Serrani's 1 attack and 150 hit points.
Hey, be nice. He actually took extra attack this time. Fucking finally.
And we have Maximilian, who's a sorcerer paladin. I mean, that's balanced, right, you guys?
I mean, wait, what level is Serrani again?
12? He just got second attack.
12. And he just got second attack.
He was considering taking a level in Warlock, but I think he couldn't mechanically. So.
Oh no. Whatever will we do? That's a plot thread that will never go resolved until he gets 13 charisma, that is.
I have seen some builds.
I have seen some builds. That's some PTSD shit right there.
No, this is just... I started 5th edition, like, a little over 2 years ago. And I joined a group that had a lot of new players, and so there were people who were trying things and finding faults and finding flaws. But for an experienced player like Rick is, to have built Serrani in the way that he did has been infuriating at times. Because to take 2 levels of my build is incompetent at the thing it is designed for, to finally pick up a 3rd level in Barbarian and get Sylvan Warden and make the build actually viable at a point in the game where, like, the fights are starting to get serious.
You know, he got
is,
there
that
eventually.
Is what we in the Shade community call choices.
All right. Well, I've got to go head out. So
yeah, it's okay. I think we're mostly wrapped up for now. The only thing is to once again say to like Mark, thank you so much for having like run these games the way that you did, for bringing this community together. We will stick by you. We will support you despite the changes that are going to come to the community, and we will probably run a less sloppy version of Nights After Dark at the end of February once Mark has made more evident like what the changes coming for the streaming schedule are going to be.
If you took this episode of Nights After Dark seriously, boy, do I feel bad for you. Like, Jesus Christ.
I'm
sorry for your
overall performance explain how this episode was intended to be.
So, I think that concludes the first official Oredin Player Haters Ball. Who's the winner? Answer.
Lord
Nobody.
Dolan?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Your boyfriend.
Literally the god nobody.
The god is no one. The character is nobody. We can't.
The winner is
even that win.
The winner is no one.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sauteed, so I feel like I won.
Flip me over. I'm burned on this side. Like, Jesus Christ. So for all of you out there in Oredin land who don't have a weird kink or haven't been put in a ship, I'm sorry. Be more memorable. Do something with your character. I mean,
but just jump on the Discord and
exist.
Yeah.
I love that's the criteria to get Emmy and Dio to ship your character.
breathe.
Just exist. Just do a thing.
That's pretty fucking accurate, though. Like, I don't need much. Like, I have a minor interaction. I'm like, oh.
Look, these two characters are breathing next to each other. Oh my god, the chemistry.
By the way, I forgot to mention during the Company of Fools section, but at one point after we were talking about just the campaign and how it was going, and in DMs, we refers in this case to me and Dio because she specifically requested physical details about Lord Dolan, like a description.
Listen,
and I don't just mean a general description. I mean like we went
Give us
granular.
the inches of the cock that Preacher has been slapping on.
Dio and I have been fighting for descriptions and photo references of characters so that we can send photos to the dog of whatever fuckery is created. But no one gives us the details, and we're like, well, I guess we gotta work with the same two. We know what they look like.
Well, Emmy, congratulations. I now officially give you the authorization. Or, Dio, I officially give you the authorization to share that.
A lot better. Dio got the not safe for work art down.
just David nodding.
There's nothing really to say to that. I think that is a beautiful way to end it with discussing not safe for work art. That just makes us all very happy, I think. Especially Mark, who totally approved of the dog.
Hey,
Rick.
Rick, just at the end. And awkward silence.
Can you hear us?
Oh, sorry. I've got my push to talk on because I'm actually in another game right now. We're taking a break. No, we all died last week, so.
Hey, TPK party!
It wouldn't be Rick if there wasn't Discord difficulty.
Yeah. Well, the problem was we TPK'd because the party, everybody in the party but me forgot that they all had plot points that they could use to stop the TPK, and nobody used it.
Just in case you say anything that would incriminate you, we are live right now.
Oh no, I'm totally going to incriminate myself. 2 dead bodies. My mage with the portable hole runs over, throws the portable hole underneath the 2 dead bodies. I'm like, I'm going to throw them in here, and then Misty step away from the giants. Except one of them is an artificer who had a bag of holding on him.
I heard that was a thing dance.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Speaking of 2 people who have 30 levels combined between the 2 of them that don't share a single class.
Yeah. Cry me a river.
It's not me crying, it's the rest of your party, you useless fuck.
I have more action than look, I literally stand there and
doesn't mean. Yeah, you're right. You stand there and everybody ignores you because you don't do anything.
Actually, they tried to hit me a lot.
Like you need the D&D version of Viagra. Like,
okay.
The amount of shots I've done versus the amount of times Serrani actually gets shot or actually hit at, there's a big difference. And I can tell you which one is more.
I feel like Ryan had to make do, especially since they don't have just a hand-me-down legendary artifact.
Can we please not use the phrase "make do" in front of Serrani? I don't want to have to explain country girl, corn, dildos.
Hey, I can't help it that you literally painted yourself into a corner with your own backstory. I mean, that's usually Leopold's thing, not yours. Like,
no, the problem is that
look, and you escaped from the fucking Underdark in a gimp suit. Like, what the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
Like...
I got out, and it's been a matter of it's fine. I got my second attack now, so that's good.
Oh, I mean, hey, that's good. Corin would have his 3rd one at this point. You're just getting your 2nd one. I guess it all evens out.
Hey, speaking of Serrani, Emmy, during the stream on Tuesday, one of your comments in chat literally killed me. The one where you said, Mom,
Mom, I broke Murph.
That was
Not even that. Like, my favorite is like just insinuating that Kolok ex Vespasian is like a domestic violence call. Like, like, dad, police, hello, police. My two dads are fighting.
Listen, when you have Dio and Emmy in the same Twitch chat, it's about to go bad.
Mark immediately regretted putting us in Company of Fools together, so I think it's glad at TPK because at some point it would have gotten really weird.
I will own up to my share of responsibility for a lot of this shipping because, like, I do encourage that shit. So
You
just
and Dio,
and Emmy.
you and I blame David. Yeah, I blame David and Dio more than I blame Emmy for the shipping. I can tell you that much.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Emmy read nothing.
I don't know what
It's just the messenger, okay?
The man who didn't have any substance to his character, so he had to have a relationship.
I don't.
To be fair, David does everything in the background.
I don't think panic attacks are a significant character development.
Oh, they're not.
Panic
attacks are not a character trait.
Okay. I mean,
They literally kind of are, though. It's something that Archie got past, but that was definitely a part of Archie's character early on. You used to literally make wisdom checks to make
he
sure
still
was
does.
not having a panic attack.
I still do. But
yes.
I mean, not all of us wrote our character backstories 2 years in advance, bud. We can take it
like
easy.
An actual fight on stream. That's not something that we need.
Literally, no. I want to say I did write it 2 years in advance, but also the whole Matron of Ice thing was made like a month into the dance.
It's fair. I mean, I guess.
That's why it's so bare bones.
I mean, you've only had a year to figure it out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a year. It's not like we're asking you to do,
Yeah, I mean, you did have 2 years of heads up on the character itself.
Again,
I understand the Matron of Eyes not being fleshed out well.
It's different strokes for different folks. Some people want to write a lot of their backstory ahead of time. Like, I have been winging it with Angus since day one. I've only meaningfully started fleshing shit out once it became established enough that I'm like, right, I better actually make this clear. Like, I did not tell Mark ahead of time, here is the entire crew of the ship, the Bloodthirsty Sun, that Angus served on. All I told him was that it's Captain McGilroy. I fleshed the rest of it out once that was established and became part of Angus's backstory, because until then, it's up in the air and it's fluid. Until it's happened at a session at a table, it can be anything, and you need to be open to that.
What's character consistency? I don't understand.
I understand.
Fireball.
I didn't think we'd be
as long as you have the spell Fireball, you have character consistency.
Yeah. I didn't think we'd be going to the Underdark until like after we sorted out the shit in Raven Reach.
Why though?
Why?
Like, we fucking spread everything out. The Dance Macabre is like avoiding our actual problems. The game.
The Dance
I don't want to go and see my
is-
family.
The Dance Macabre is let's busy ourselves with extraneous bullshit until we have enough levels to be able to take on a CR26 round.
Yeah.
Or until Dark and Hungry God comes and solves our problems for us. I guess.
Yes, that's why I feel like we're like the Justice League, and we're like the real Avengers, and like the dance is like the West Coast Avengers. Like, you guys are cool and all, but you really need us to come do the heavy lifting when shit goes bad.
If Dark and Hungry God is not cleaning up after Sarani, they gotta clean up after the other groups.
If Dark and Hungry God are the super friends, then you're Aquaman. You know that, right?
Ouch.
Jesus. Fuck.
Is Archie Green Lantern then?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna
David, just I don't feel like there's any follow-up to that.
That's harsh.
There can't be any follow-up to that. Like, we just have to end the stream now.
End it with the Aquaman comment.
No, we have to end on a positive note. So I want everyone to say how much they love and appreciate Mark for all he's done for us since starting the streams and how much.
God
we're
damn it,
looking
Mark! How
forward
dare
to-
you doom me with these useless motherfuckers? Like,
Oh,
you could have spared me all of this and told me, "Run, bitch, run for your life!"
David, are you starting us off, or are we going bottom top?
I just want to say
I mean,
I have to make
typically
that clear
our games do go bottom top.
That
hold on
as
a
the
second.
company
Hold on a second, real quick.
game was shaping out in the way that it did, I was sending Emmy just that clip from Scary Movie directly by just going, "Run, bitch, run!"
I have to get going here, so I want to go. I want to go first, if that's okay.
Go ahead. Yes. Go ahead.
You're good.
Wait, what are we doing?
We're doing
Thanking.
the usual thing we do at the end of every stream, where we're giving affirmations and we're telling Mark how much we
Yeah.
love and appreciate all.
I just want to say that since finding this, it's changed a lot of the way Mark has changed the way that I DM personally, for the better, and the stories that I now tell my players are more rich and involved because of being involved in it. And before I go, just want to make sure that I say, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share with all your friends.
Hey, Nora, I got a bingo.
Yeah, that's the bingo.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Rick.
Goodbye, Rick. It's been real.
Later, Rick. Oh,
Somehow,
good lord.
the moment he
Wait,
joined my
Rick is
Discord,
gone?
crazy.
Does that mean Serrani's dead? Good night, sweet
Yeah.
prince. Like, how did they chew through all those hit points?
Man.
Easily. They ignored him until everybody else was dead.
So, I guess Pat, you're up.
I would like to thank Mark. Mark, you've been a great dude. I've grown a lot since I've joined this Discord. I definitely have helped you develop as a dungeon master a lot over the last probably like 3 or 4 months. You're a great DM. Please keep developing. Your skill set has not gone ignored by all of your players. Just keep up the good work. I realize that going back to your job is way more important than this, but I think all of us are going to remember you for a long, long time, and I think you have definitely changed a lot of us for the way, way better. Godspeed to you, your wife. You've got a bunch of kids that definitely are relying on this this new job opportunity you've got, or your old job opportunity that you've gotten back. Don't look back, man. Godspeed, and we'll always be here for you. So keep it real. Nor.
Yeah, like I found Mark by mistake on Roll20. I almost gave up on D&D because of previous bad experiences, and he gave us, or at least he gave me, some of the best times I've had during the last 10 months, and I could probably say I was welcomed in a community where I was probably the other guy. And
No, that's a different movie.
yeah, and he showed me how, like, he made it look so easy. And I mean, yeah, whatever you want, Mark, will always be there. And good luck with everything. And yeah. And I hope to see you guys soon, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Good luck.
Who's next?
My
Emmy?
turn, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, Preacher's
Oh, yeah.
favorite noble boyfriend.
Oh man.
Roasted from start to end. It's the stream started with this.
I guess with Preacher, it's always a spit roast, right? Like,
Good one.
I mean, who's the other one then?
probably Lady Carmichael. I don't know.
Carmichael would have been with Gaz. Anyway, so Mark, I mean, I've already told the story. I found you this community by pure chance, really, and just to have, even though I wasn't really a part of the games directly, just have been able to partake in this experiment, successful as it was in times, and not so much at other times. Let's be honest. I'm still really thankful, and I think everyone here really will remember you and the stories you've told, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything, but mostly the good. And I'm at a loss for words. I wish I could have been. I wish I could have played. I wish I could have partaken in this world more than I did. But nonetheless, I'm hoping you. I'm really wishing the best for you in the future with your old new job. And yeah, here's hoping D&D can come back someday or endure in some form or another in the world of Oredin.
I guess it's you, Emmy. I mean, you are one of the two women in this channel, so you might want to speak up. I'm afraid you might not get heard.
Well,
Never. Just raking up the
Let's be real.
drama with the.
It's the fucking truth. Out of all of the games that I have ever played in, as two things, like a young female who always plays, like I use bards are usually my go-to. I've played more bards than anything else. Clearly, the young male DMs have always been awful. Like the cringe-worthy stories I have. I am so thankful.
Strangely, they all involve me and my horrible stories. I don't.
I am very thankful to find a DM who is fantastic with creating stories and being just a general amazing person. And I am so excited. I got to play some fantastic characters, meet some fantastic people, and be part of a great community, and have the chance to use my useless skills of making audio and editing that I have never used for any particular reason, but now I get to. So thank you, Mark, for letting me do something productive that I learned in school.
Thank you, Mark, for creating this community and amazing games. I found your game in Roll20 when I was looking to play D&D, and I love the premise of a political heavy role playing campaign. I love this community, and I love that the stories that you create. I think you're a great DM, and I hope all the best for you in your new old job thing. And I hope you and your family get the best.
And then there was one.
What?
Oh, you don't matter. You don't matter. You're not on video. You're not on video.
Sven, you go, and then I'll go.
No, I'll just.
Oh no! Fun, share your love for Mark.
That was epic.
Mark, I've played a lot of games in my time. I've never finished any of them, but the Dance Macabre was one that I desperately wanted to, and one I had a lot of hope that we would finish it. And I don't regret any of the time I've spent investing into this campaign. And I can't say how much I appreciate how much you cared for my character and everyone else's characters and the time. And just very few DMs can just sit back and let the players do their thing while also giving such creative influences and chances to be vulnerable and emotionally expressive of parts of themselves they never had a chance to. And with Archie, I had a lot of mental health issues going through 2020 and 2019, and you've helped me a lot in character and out of character grow through these really troubling sort of emotions and conflicting emotions. And whether intentional or not, you helped me as a person grow more than I'd ever think D&D was possible of doing. And I love you, man. You're the greatest DM I've ever had. I don't care where, like, I'm very happy for you, and whatever happens, I will cherish these times. Oh, wow, it just got eerily quiet just then.
You were speaking. We were giving you respect, unlike you and I get.
No, even after.
Did you guys hear something? Somebody say something?
Somebody say something? Oh, fuck you, Pat.
You would.
Okay, so I guess that leaves me to close it out.
Start to finish, the disrespect.
Yeah, here we go. This is comfy. I'm comfy.
So my story is a lot like
Comfy.
everybody else's here.
I mean, phrasing?
That when we went into lockdown, I wasn't going to be able to go and see my, my real life D&D group that had been my sort of support network for the past 2 years at that point. So I looked around on Roll20 and I made an application for I think about 4 games in total, and I got invited into 2 of them. And one of them was an absolute creep fest, where the DM clearly had a transformation fetish and just wanted to turn our player characters into all kinds of horrible abominations. And I gave that 3 sessions, hoping it would get better. And then there was an episode where Sans and Papyrus from Undertale showed up, and there was a zombie version of Michael Jackson out of the Thriller video, and one of the players got turned into a 10-year-old child, and I was like, bitch, I am out of here! And I had the confidence to do that because I knew that I was also playing in Mark's game. And Mark's game was so much better. He has so much skill at bringing people together and encouraging new players or players that are lacking in confidence in balancing out party dynamics and making sure that everybody at the table is having fun, cooperating with what people are bringing to the table, but also finding ways to challenge them by presenting things that are unexpected. Like, literally the biggest oh shit moment I have ever had playing D&D came from Mark telling me, you owe 300 gold pieces to this brothel. And I was like, I only have 40. Oh fuck, what am I gonna do? But it was entirely based on my own character's stupid decisions, and it made for a really fun character arc. And Mark is just so good about bringing that out of people. And he's been upfront with us from the very beginning that, like, first and foremost, he's doing this to support his family through the trying times of 2020 and COVID. And so, like, we all knew that this was going to be a possibility, that we may need to pull back on the streams for a while once he returns to work, once life starts getting back to normal. And I fully support that because, like, I started playing D&D to make friends. And I've made so many friends here on the server, playing with you all, or just talking to you outside of the games, or watching you play. And that all came about because Mark made a post on a Roll20 forum saying, like, hey, does anyone want to come play some D&D with me?
I think we can end it there, right? Like,
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything else?
Anybody else want to make an off-color joke just to ruin the moment?
Roll the credits.
Come on, we're not fucking Marvel. We're not Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Your wife's gonna call me your boyfriend forever, Mark. Live up to it.
No, it's fine. Let's go eat shawarma. Post-credit sequence.
Let's go.
Let's not address our trauma.
Wait, how do you guys pronounce it?
I might be able to pronounce it when I'm sober, but I'm 4 drinks in at this.
That makes sense.
Hey, David.
And just that moment of despair at the end.
It's fair.
Yeah, that was That was good.
I think we'll leave this like it started, a huge shit show, but overall, generally thankful of Mark and all of the work that he does.
Generally.
A shit show with a lot
Here's
of
to
skill.
that.
Everybody
Yeah.
stick around on the Discord. Don't forget we've got art coming for the Angelica art contest, so you want to get your votes in for what's going to be the official Angelica art, presuming that the Dance Macabre game keeps going forward. If not, I'm fully sure that Mark will get use out of it because he is going to play Angelica in a campaign at some point.
He 100% is.
Pretty much, he literally jokes that it's his DM PC. So, yep.
I don't know how I feel about a 30-plus-year-old man playing a 16-year-old.
D&D. We don't shame. Let them play who they want, Bun.
No. What are you talking about? Andal is a 2,000-year-old man cosplaying as a 17-year-old.
Let's not talk about Maximilian. Let's not talk about Maximilian.
Well,
good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.